stories unfold, and the chat's got soul. From the gavel to the gas, we're watching it all. Covering the courtroom, big case or small. Laugh when we can, cry when we must, but it's all real talk, you can count on us. We're not the pros, just fans who care. With popcorn in hand and a comfy chair, and every twist we're right there, together like we're all in the witness chair. This is the Broken Baker, where the trials come alive, where the chat is wild and the vibes survive. We're watching the worst of what people do, but we keep it light, yeah, that's our truth. It's the only place for crime, and it feels just right. We bring the justice talk into your night, so hit that stream, don't miss the call. At the Broken Baker, we cover it all. Oh yeah. We're just laymen with the view, but we ask the things the world wants to. Digging through the facts, side by side. Even when it's dark, we bring the light. No clickbait, no fake feels, just truth and the highs and the reels. With the chat that roasts and writes, we're just here for the case and the vibes. This is the Broken Baker, where the stories unfold, with a smile in the heart, even when it's cold. Yeah, we cover the bad with a wink and a grin, where the real talk starts, come on, jump in. It's the only place to be, can't you see? For trials and truth, it's BBTV. The Broken Baker, where the trials come alive. Yeah, we'll be here, trial after trial. Yeah.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, what if any you might be, and a little confusing. They said yesterday we were going at normal time, but also Lawn and Crim didn't have it up till 1:25. They have a feed, not from the courtroom. We'll see what happens. If not, we'll come back later. How's everyone doing? Did everyone have a wonderful day? I've been running around like a scolded fart. Yes, that's a Danism, that you can be a scolded fart when you have a lot to take care of at all the time. But also, oh, we have a court. They must have put the wrong time. Tomorrow I will be with my daughter, so I might not be home for the closing arguments. We'll see. I love y'all, but I do love my kids and my grandkid a little tiny bit more than you. Only this much, 6 inches. But I know recovery is also covering it. And for all of you who have heard that the 90, 89, 88 pages of the mega motion in Aiden's case was released yesterday. Yes, it was. He went through it last night. Everyone is going to go through it. I won't go through it. And Marissa, Jemima, and Jamie then called me up and said, we have to talk about that because we think it's really important that we go through it. And I said, but I know Aiden covered it. ML is going to cover it. The Clara is going to cover it. Everyone's going to cover it. No one wants to see it again. So Jamie said in her best Trump impersonation, "You're fired." So this will potentially be my last stream because Jamie fired me from Jamie News Network. But Saturday at 9 in the morning, rumor has it that one of Jamie's closest friends will be returning to the channel and reading the mega motion. I'm not sure I see it the same way as Jamie's best friend does it because she claims there's a lot of misogyny in it. So I won't be watching, and I can't recommend anyone else to be watching. But Jamie highly regards this person and says it's the I think she said it's the best legal mind in our time, maybe of all time, who will be on the channel looking fresh as ever Saturday and going over Aiden's motions. In Norway, you may be called a tired fart. Yeah, so just Jamie. Jamie, that's why Jamie doesn't want to stream with me anymore, because she tries to make this into her besties channel. Yes, even over Wendy Murphy and the towel. Jamie's bestie is a hoot. Well, I don't watch those shows because it hurts me that Jamie would treat me this way. I have tried really to do as much as possible to do what Jamie wants me to, and she just tosses me out like an old bottle of milk. I don't know if the newest motion has been released yet. That's a question for Jemima or Marissa. They are normally the ones who have an eye on the record. Hey, Panella. I know no one wants old milk, but even though you don't want it, being treated that way after 3 years, it's, I would call it insensitive. But Jamie says, well, get over it, loser. And that's sadly how that's how she runs Jamie News Network. Hey, Shannon. And for those of you who went to bed early, I was talking a little bit about the Fitzsimmons case. I did a late night show this morning. And I don't know if you have seen it. Her husband is now suing her for child support of the kid that he doesn't have custody over yet, and wants her to sell, because she was the one who owned the house. So he wants her to sell her house and give the money to him for perpetual child support until the kid is 18 years old. I think she did a really dumb thing pulling out a pew-pew when there's an officer in the room. She, as an officer, knows that's not going to end in any great way. But I also think she's overcharged, and I really don't like her boyfriend now. And apparently the rumor has it because some months ago he was in an article talking about firefighters who became parents to Irish twins. So apparently she must have been pregnant at the time, and the rumor is she had a miscarriage. So that story just turns more and more and more and more and more depressing. And again, I think the most easily way to have fixed the problem was like they do in DV cases all the time. For your safety, for our safety, let's just put on a nice pair of bracelets. You go up, you show me where you have your firearm. I will take it for you. I will secure it, give you a form that you can sign that I took your baby Glock or whatever she had, and everything will be fine. But it's Massachusetts, so that they didn't start by burning down the house and then charging her with pyromancy is just a bonus. Why were the officers from her department allowed to serve her? Probably as a de-escalation method, and they are the officers in that area. Should they call in someone from a different area? Would that be better or worse? She had a personal connection to this guy. Easy way to try and de-escalate it. They told her to get the pew-pew. She didn't just pull it out. Well, I'm not sure that's correct. Because in the officer's statement, he said we were going to get stuff for the baby. In her statement, they were going to get the weapon. So again, we have her story, his story, and the truth, and none of them are probably on the right with any of it. No, it was it was her former partner. They had been on a call together, but it wasn't. I don't think they were in a rotation together because she had been out on mental health leave and maternal leave as well. But if you read the first statement, she was going up to pack some stuff for the baby, at least according to the cop. According to her, they knew what she was going to get. And as every case where there's two sides, the truth is somewhere between those two statements. And again, if she said, okay, I have a mini baby Glock 17, okay, let's go find it. For everyone's safety, I'm just going to put you in handcuffs. You point to it, I will retrieve it, and everything will be fine. I will lock it up. You'll get a receipt. No problem. Wouldn't that be what you did as an officer? To me, it seems very, because I do watch all the, because I like the yell taser, taser, taser. So I do watch these videos of traffic stops. And normally they will cuff people for safety.
All of our jurors? Okay. Any issues to address before we get started with the evidence? From the state? Any issues to address before we get started with the jury? No? Y'all ready for the jury? All right, let's bring the jury. We'll get started. Okay. Okay. We'll go off the record until we're ready for them to come in.
Good morning, Marianne. How about body cam? I can't figure out if they had any or they are hiding it. Well, according to her, they had body cam. According to the officers, they didn't have body cam. Again, we don't know. We simply don't know, because all we have is the early goings on. And that's why, as I said this morning, I can't go as far and says, well, she was a saint and she did nothing wrong. But I don't think that she was trying to hurt the officer that was in the room with her. I think she was trying to hurt herself. So charging her the way they charged her is a typical Massachusetts, as we know it, kind of way of charging people. Because to me, it just seems like they are blowing everything out of proportion. Again, they know she has mental problems. She had just been cleared to come back to work. Then her boyfriend files this motion, and based on she might have punched him 3 times in the face, I think 2 weeks prior. They roll out the cavalry. And then when the cavalry arrives, they start to do everything wrong. So I see this as another Karen Reed type of case where they are so inept at being cops that we're gonna blame it on the victim. Could you say endangering people? There is a rule about just brandishing a gun. Marissa found it yesterday. There's a rule about just brandishing a firearm is, can I find it? Marissa said it yesterday, but there is so much I have to scroll through, and I don't save every. According to Massachusetts law, brandishing is considered assault with a dangerous weapon. To secure conviction, prosecutors and courts consider the context of your behavior. The key factor is whether your action caused another person to fear for their safety. The simple gesture of threatening someone with a pew-pew is sufficient, and you do not need to fire it or even make a verbal threat. In Massachusetts, you're permitted to use reasonable force to defend yourself against an immediate threat of great bodily harm. It doesn't land there because she was using it, she claims, to try and hurt herself. And that's also what the officer is saying. But she did brandish a firearm in front of an officer. So she's not Mother Teresa, who actually, by all accounts, was a horrible woman, even though she became a saint later. So there's, I don't believe I can swing all the way up to, oh, she didn't do anything wrong. She had her mistakes as well, but all under mental duress, which I think should be taken into consideration in this story when it happens. Yeah, so her current charges is what Massachusetts called brandishing.
All right. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, thank you. I just got
jury.
a shower and it's cold.
As you're aware, it's my custom at the beginning of every court session to re-advise you the most important principle of a fair trial is that you, the jury, judge the case only on the official evidence presented in court and nothing else. So continue not to talk about the case or the issues or the people involved in the case with anyone, including your fellow jurors.
I didn't say she was a whore. This is, again, Brandon taking one piece. I said she was a horrible woman. Apparently, she was very mean to the people working for her. She skimmed a lot of money of the donation given to the poor in India. So, but got swept under the rug because she was known as Mother Teresa. So it's kind of like Gandhi. No one talks about how he was banging his niece and liked them very young. We don't talk about that. He was the big peacemaker. So, but I don't think she was banging around. I think she was true to her celibacy vow, but her charity wasn't as squeaky clean as they made it out to be. But she is now a saint and is sitting at the right side of the Lord in heaven.
Don't do any research in any form whatsoever and avoid all media coverage of the case in any form whatsoever. We continue with the state's case, and the state may call its next witness.
We call Elizabeth Bedola.
Well, the only thing I have seen is the handwritten affidavit from the boyfriend in relation to the child being taken away. Could she have been a crazy bitch who got handsy when she was out drinking? I don't know. I don't know this lady. And that's why because as you can see, a lot of the free care and read people instantly went into she's innocent. We don't know that yet because there's just not enough evidence. But do I think she's guilty of the charges they have brought against her? I think she needs a slap on the wrist because you don't pull a firearm in front of a cop, even though it's to self-delete, because it will end in trouble. But treating her like they're treating her, to me, makes it into another one where you're saying something isn't right here. And why did they believe so much in the boyfriend's written affidavit? I don't know. I don't know if the written affidavit is out there. I saw it on a stream yesterday. If it is, we can take a look at it at some point.
Please verify that evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
And over to the witness here.
I'm not going to say anything bad about you. I'm with Carmen. You stubbed your toe and you have made a cry fest.
The witness.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you could just state your full name and spell your last name.
It's Elizabeth Bedolla, Bedolla.
Okay, and you are Tanya's mother, correct?
That's correct.
I want to show you what's been marked for identification. States Exhibit 146. Do you recognize this?
Yes,
How do you recognize that photograph?
she's my daughter.
Okay, and is that your daughter from when she was alive?
Yeah.
This time, state would move into evidence which will be marked for identification as States Exhibit 146.
No objection.
That item will come into evidence without objection.
And this time, state will just publish what is marked or entered now as States Exhibit 146. Thank you, ma'am. I don't have any other questions.
Any questions from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. And the state's next witness or item of evidence.
Yes, sir. People say Florida call Rose Rosario.
What? What? Hey, Blinky Poo. It's because it's a family member. They are, there is what's the exception? Not Miranda. It's there's an exception so family members can stay in the courtroom. I was Fitzsimmons.
You swear affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, please? Thank you.
Was that what it was?
And you may inquire of the witness.
Morning.
Good morning.
Can you state your name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Yes, Rose Rosario, Rosario.
Okay. And Ms. Rosario, what do you do for a living?
I am a interpreter, translator, transcriber, practitioner.
Okay. Go ahead and give the jury a thumbnail sketch of your education, your training, and your experience.
Yes, good morning. I was trained by the Uruguayan Air Force. I was a diplomat interpreter, translator, and transcriber. Later, I started working in 2004 with homicide units for the 19th Circuit Court, and then with the 17th Circuit Court, doing transcriptions and translation.
Where's the 17th Circuit?
17th Circuit is in Broward,
Broward County?
the Broward courts, yes.
Okay. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, no problem. I got my certification in 2012 as a transcriber, translator, practitioner.
Font size, no reason to go back. It's day 4, and yesterday, about an hour before we ended, we finally got any evidence that he was planning. It's a case about a man who is accused of killing his pregnant lover, bang buddy, something. She was apparently a dancer for money, and a streetwalker, and had 2 others he claims was the father. But we heard him on tapes yesterday via translation. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know if what they are saying was said in the Spanish speaking part is true. You have to refer to one of the people, habla españoles. But he said, I need to blow her brains out, and I need to get rid of her, and I can't have my wife finding out about this. But there's also a big discrepancy between 2 different translations, and that's why we're getting a new translator again today to testify, and let's see if she heard the same. It's very long, it's very tedious, but it's a 7-year death penalty case, and day 2 and day 3 we spent probably around 4 hours combined discussing things that should have been in pretrial motions. Hey, Paula B. And the whole community greeting from Switzerland. We know each other from Harry. Everything was just stolen. I often listen to you to improve my English. Oh, don't listen to me for English, but meine Schwester liebt, meine Schwester leben. Meine Schwester sind auch in Switzerland. Sie lebt in Lausanne. So, ich fliege nach Switzerland. Einmal, zweimal. Ja, mein Deutsch ist nicht das gut, aber du bleibst probably in die deutsche Karton. Entschuldigung, mein Deutsch ist wahnsinnig schlecht. Aber herzlich willkommen und enjoy the show. Stay away from Zach.
And I've been working the field close to 21 years.
Okay. And just some background questions. Where did you grow up?
I grew up, I was born in Cuba. I came when I was in the 2nd grade, so I was raised in Hialeah, Miami area.
Okay. And were you raised in a home where Spanish was the primary language?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
And did you learn English? Obviously, you know English, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And how well do you know Spanish? It's obvious, but how well do you know Spanish?
Oh, very well. My parents made sure that the Spanish language was not lost when we started school. So we had to take Spanish lessons all the way from elementary to high school.
Okay. And did your parents, did they only speak Spanish, or were they able to learn English as well?
No, they learned English. They were nurses, so they learned English.
Okay, good.
I believe she was. Did she even say? Was she from Costa Rica? No, I don't think she was. I don't remember she said it.
And did you have any formal education in Spanish?
No, not formally, just the one that you take in school, advanced Spanish. And Spanish was always spoken in at home.
Okay.
And then I married into a Spanish home also.
Okay. And you said that you worked for the Uruguayan Air Force?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and describe that experience for the jury.
Okay, I worked as a diplomat, interpreter, translator, and transcriber. So,
You can keep your voice up.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, stop talking to the jury.
Okay. At the Uruguayan Air Force, I was trained as a diplomat.
Yeah, this one is from Cuba, right? But the one yesterday, that's the one Marissa talked about. I don't believe she was Cuban. This one was Cuban and had worked as a translator for military or something. But yesterday,
Interpreter. I was the interpreter for the assistant air attaché.
nej, Lausanne. Lausanne. It sounds the same. Oh, in Bern. I haven't been to Bern, but the train when is on Lausanne and go to Genève, I can see the other way.
So we did all the interpreting for all the foreigners, vendors that came into the office. I translated.
Thank you, Danny.
Everything that was done in that office was received in Spanish and had to be translated into English. And then with the vendors, it had to be translated back from the English into the Spanish to give back the responses to the Uruguayan Air Force. It was your purchasing office.
Okay. And you did that for how many years?
5 years.
40 hours a week?
Yes.
Okay. And from that point forward, where did you go and what did you do as it relates to to Spanish and Spanish translation and interpretation?
I started, let's see, in 2004. I went back. I got away from the interpreting field for a little bit. I did real estate. Then in 2004, I got back again into the interpreting field, and I started working with 19th Circuit Court, doing the transcribing for jail calls.
Thank you so much, Fatou Fala, for a pair giving a kiss. And the currency is Swiss francs, but that's the good thing. They will translate it all back into Danish kroners. But thank you so much, and welcome again. And please participate as much as possible in chat. People are nice. Stay away from Zach. Oh, and Sue, of course.
Confessions, everything pertaining to homicide cases.
Okay. And go ahead and you mentioned that you had obtained a certification.
Yes.
Can you explain that to the jury, please?
Yes, in 2012, I got a professional certification
Brandon
for the
is a good one.
transcribing. It's called transcribing translator practitioner. And by that time, I already had acquired about 5,000 hours of transcribing and translating for the Uruguayan Air Force. From 2008 to the present, I've acquired 4,500 hours in homicide cases for translating and transcribing.
Okay. And to be clear, the primary language of Uruguay is Spanish.
Yes.
Okay. And describe the transcription process.
Another interpreter.
Tell the jury about that.
Okay. First, we get the sound file or the audio files. We listen to it. You have to listen to it several times before you start transcribing so that you can get familiar with the voice, the speech pattern, the volume. Once you hear it a couple of times, then you start the transcribing process. The transcribing process is done before you start the translating part. Once you have that, if you take a look at the format, you have a column that's in Spanish and a column that's in English. So once all the transcription is done, it gets proofed. We proof it to make sure that we've got everything down that was transcribed. After that portion is done, then we start with the translating part.
Okay. And let me ask you this. Is there a difference between translation on one hand versus interpretation on the other?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Explain that distinction to the jury,
Okay.
please.
So the interpreters interpret orally. The translators, we do documentation, word documentation. Everything that's in the written form, it's a translator, versus the interpreter, which does oral.
Okay, so as a practical matter, is there a big distinction between the two? Describe the distinction in practical terms to the jury.
Yes, there's a big distinction. It's two different professions. Sometimes there are translators that also do interpreting, and the same way interpreters that do translator, but it's a different field. Interpreters go in and out. They interpret on the fly. Translators have more time to work with the document. We're able to research and go over and over again the document or the files that we're working with.
Okay, so and again, to put it in practical terms, let's say I were to call a witness who only spoke Spanish. Would you be the person to interpret that to the jury, or would you not do that?
No, that would be an interpreter.
Okay, so to be clear, what you're doing is translation. You're not doing interpreting.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and were you provided some evidence in this case, the state of Florida versus Jose Soto-Escalera?
We were provided with sound files and videos.
So I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 169. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Okay, what is that?
This is the denoised audio video, about 11 hours long.
Okay,
That we worked on.
is that an external hard drive that contains the audio and video and all the materials you reviewed in
Yes.
order to arrive at your conclusion in this case?
Yes.
Okay, and did you translate the August 24th, 2018 video and audio from a Waste Pro garbage truck?
Yes.
Is that what's on there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and did you reduce your findings to a written transcript?
Yes.
Okay, and does that transcript reflect what you?
And in Danish, it's calm down. Rolig nu. Calm down now. So, yeah. Even Scandinavian languages has a lot of differences. Like sausage is korv in Swedish and pølse in Danish. Norwegian, it's probably I'm in a mountain.
Listen to when you listen to exhibit number 169.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, and you're on permission to publish using the same procedure we did yesterday.
You can ask the witness questions about content of sections of the item.
These are for having another person come in to read.
Oh, okay, yeah, but in that form, yes.
Yeah,
you do
okay.
that. Okay.
We're going to give Mr. Bond. And while we're doing that, tell the jury how many hours that you spent on exhibit number 169 in arriving at your conclusions.
Okay. Like I
Let's need
said,
some legs.
it was an 11-hour video.
Medita, what's a pølse korv sausage in Finnish? Just to see how different it is in the Scandinavian countries. I just don't want fat thighs. I'm not trying to be the Hulk. Ladies out there who thinks if I pick up a barbell, I will get swole. No, you won't. Trust me. I've been going to the gym. I just get fatter. You won't look like the Hulk. Just do your front squats. It's gonna kill your, but it's good for you, and it doesn't compress the spine as much.
We spent close to 110 hours, between 110 to 150 hours working on the videos.
Okay. Over a period of how many weeks or months?
About 2 months, 2 to 3 months. Because the way you do this, you can't work on these more than 5 hours. It's too exhausting. So we do sessions of 4 to 5 hours tops.
Okay. And okay, here's Bond. Do you have a copy of your transcript? You can use it. Oh my God.
Bitch kokocha. Alalas de tuna.
Okay, so
You do your leg routine first, and then you jump on the treadmill for 30 minutes after. Hey, Jamie.
Hi.
What is pølse, sausage in Finnish? Jamie, you have echo. You have echo.
See, give me a second.
Ms. Rosario, can you, we'll start off on page 1. And Mr. Belanca will play the role of the individual that can be more audible. Ms. Rosario, you will play the role of the individual that is less audible. Does that make sense? As we described in my office?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start on page 1. Ms. Rosario.
Know what's crazy? All these gloves are,
Throw all that out.
it's garbage.
Inaudible.
Where the hell is the ox tape at?
That's in the bag. Oh Lord, I'm tired.
Can't stop thinking about that. I have provided a lot.
Huh?
Things that are running in my head.
Why?
Can't think about it later. That I would have unintelligible.
Well,
You can't be mad at people.
Huh?
You can't be mad at the people.
yep.
We can throw it in there.
Put on the gloves.
Oh, we did this all yesterday.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mads asked you how is it going learning Norwegian? Learning Finnish.
Well, I haven't really tried too hard after.
Oh.
I haven't really learned anything, to be honest with you, because I heard the days of the week, but I can't repeat it.
You follow me, Ms. Rosario?
Yes.
Okay, line 20, go ahead and
I think he's in mid-late 40s now.
read all of that particular section, please.
Okay. We can throw it in there. Put on the gloves. Okay. The ones are that black.
Yes, this is the interpreter that was giving testimony yesterday in another court, so they were waiting for her. I don't know why.
Line 20, Mr. Belanca. Go.
We can throw it in there. Put on the gloves.
The ones are that black.
Yeah. Stay with those. Don't because they have my prints. Pretend that nobody sees you. Sure, it's good. Right here, bro.
Just open the door.
We can throw it out in the España.
Inaudible. Almost there. Inaudible.
Can back up. We'll do it inside, man. It's best. It would be good with trash. If it don't work out, okay.
Back and forth. Back and forth through there. It's coming.
Take it out of the bag. Put on the gloves. Take it out that I'm going to inaudible. Sure, it's right here.
Who's gonna find a gun there, bro?
I don't know, bro.
And we have hot dogs.
Yeah, ain't nothing outside.
No, the lady crying on the first row is the mother of the victim. And I don't like the way they are doing this today. It's more flowy yesterday. It seems a little, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's the tone. It sounds angry. Kind of like when they were reading the text messages in Karen Reed's case, you need to read it neutrally.
Well, and it sounds like they're talking about somebody's trash, so it's just really confusing on like the context of everything.
Yeah, but that's the problem. There is no context. It's just two guys talking and, well, asking about his fingerprints. Maybe it's not just taking out Brandon's trash.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's just weird.
But I just don't like that they sound angry. And maybe it's just because I want to listen to it with those ears. But yesterday it was more flat. And it's really important how you read. Because remember when we read John's text message to Karen, if you read it a certain way, he kind of was the victim, and if you read it in a different way, he was kind of a dick nozzle to her.
Yeah, it's all in how it sounds and your perspective, like where you're going. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, back to it, and I need to go blow my nose.
Okay.
As far as who speaks the line, correct? Jury, let me ask you to step back into the jury room for a moment so we can sort this out. We'll be with you momentarily.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Please leave your notes in your chairs and do not discuss the case.
Yeah, this is like their whole case. And you would think after 7 years they would have gotten this together.
All right, we'll go off the record as the transcript is being highlighted to avoid the wrong parts being spoken. Go off the record momentarily.
John. I really want to know, like, I want to hear the differences though. Because you have two like FBI translators having a difference of translation. It's kind of a big deal. But if the main parts are still there, because him talking about blowing her head off and all that stuff, that does not look good. No, and they are not very organized. They should have had this taken care of. As far as I know, that's what they're doing, is they're reading the same stuff that was given to the other lady, but then she obviously did her own translation. So
What the hell happened?
they have to figure something out. They need to highlight the portions
And
that need to be read. So they kicked the jury out to do it.
We did end 2 hours early yesterday. We ended an hour early Tuesday. Why hasn't
the
all
jury
of
is
this?
not present? All parties present.
13, there is an MV3.
None of this was mentioned yesterday.
I'll defer to counsel. We can skip it or delete it, or we can have Rose Rosario read it. I think we just skip it.
No, I want that there's a third person in the
We'll have Rose
translation,
Rosario read it.
but she needs to make certain that it's a different person.
Right.
So I don't know how you can accomplish that, but
You could,
She'll say it.
one of the prosecutors could read that line.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harry, sadly, this is what it's going to be probably all day. We have had 4
Before you
sidebars
do
so far.
though, before we get started, we'll go back from the beginning, reread the whole thing.
Yeah.
And if you want to just clarify through the witness that at some point there's a third voice,
Mhm.
and that will be stated by whoever's going to state that.
Right.
You're still doing the highlighting? Okay, take your time.
This is annoying, Jamie.
Oh yeah, take your time.
Yeah.
My goodness.
You couldn't have done all of this in the 7 years leading into the trial.
Or the 20 hours you've had off from the trial.
2018. They have had 7 years to prepare all of this, but apparently they didn't get the translation back from the FBI till this week.
Imagine that.
And this audio is so messy. Oh my word! It works for the
Have I ever
defense.
told the jury that the transcript will not go back into evidence? I don't believe I have. I think I should, because they're going to ask for it. Just to be sure that this is just being used to assist putting the evidence on. The evidence is the testimony, not the transcript. The transcript will not be available, so they could take notes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will do that as well before you get started.
Well, they have him saying he want to blow her brains
Okay.
out.
I would clarify both transcripts for the one yesterday as well as today. That'd be okay.
Yeah, you all know Harry, our wonderful German friend. Imagine he has to sit there and listen to them translate Spanish into English and then translate it into German, trying to keep up with all the weirdness that happened yesterday, where they first did it, then they had sidebars, then they did it again, and then they played clips, and then and there were so many objections. Good thing I just have to sit here and say, that's it. That's stupid. What an idiot.
Well, did they arrest him right away, or did it take them forever to like make an arrest?
No, I think within a very short time, he became the main suspect.
What do you mean? I'm going to instruct them.
No, yeah, what I mean, neither transcript is going to go back, not just this one.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Still doing the highlighting. Okay.
Yeah, but enhancing the recordings, and if you can only work for 5 hours a day and all of that, let's be generous to them. That's something you can do if you put your mind into it. You can do that in maybe a month max. Did they go on with the recording, and someone just said, well, I heard him say, el murdero el bicho, and that's enough. And then they all of a sudden thought, oh my God, we better get a translator to verify this and maybe enhance the sound at the FBI. Because it seems like the FBI thing didn't come in till very late.
Yeah.
Leche pendecho idiot stupidio. Something about milk.
Give me 1 second.
It's Thursday today. It's Thought Thursday. So I'm hoping on Thought Thursday that Jemima can find the transcript of.
What? Are you saying thought?
Yeah, I'm saying thought.
Oh my God.
Well, it's because Lucie County filed a new motion yesterday and wants 20,000 from Aiden, because Jason Boyle shared her phone records.
The record jury's not present. There's not an issue.
Yeah, yes, sir. Go to page 3, and it's line 37. Let me know when you're there. Ms. Rosario,
Luna.
can you please explain, if you take a look at page 3, line 37, and just tell the judge what you told me about page 3, line 37.
Okay, so on page 3, the box 37, they stepped out of the truck, so we were not able to see who was the person speaking. I just transcribed the conversation as I heard it, without designating anyone, because I wasn't able to see who was doing the talk.
From the reading, as we cannot attribute it to what we're now calling the closer participant and the further away participant.
No, Judge.
All right, so you're both agreeing just not to read that?
Correct. Yes, yes, sir.
Third entry 37. Okay, that's fine.
Something about being Dutch.
Otherwise ready for the jury?
Nope.
Just still doing the highlighting?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what the box is here, sorry.
This is terrible. It says Dutch in the 5th word. Yeah, we'll just take. Why haven't all of this been redacted? Why haven't they had a conference meeting, Kind of like in the Brian Walsh case where the judge said, you have to sit down and find out what's missing, what's been turned over, so we know what we are really fighting about. That's
Yeah.
what you have to do. Quidi mimo kana Dutch as Astrid Anis. I probably just insulted every Gaelic speaking person in chat. Oh, I said, I'll throw in my native tongue now.
Go off the record momentarily.
Det er meget nemt, vi kan bare alle sammen gøre det. Bare begynde at snakke hele tiden på vores eget sprog, så bliver det ligesom Babelstårnet. Right, Jamie?
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
I said we could all just speak in our own language and it'll be like the Tower of Babel.
All right, see, I got it right.
Do you know anything about the Tower of Babel?
Oh, I thought you said the Tower of Bagel. Like, that sounds delicious. What's the Tower of, did you say Babel? Don't
Jamie,
sigh at me.
Did your judge did your teacher beat you a lot in religion class?
There was we don't hang out and there's no religion class.
Oh, we do have religion because we have to learn about the Danish religion and 2 to 3 other religions.
Oh no, none of
The
that.
Tower of Babel was a tower they tried to build up to heaven so they could go and see God. And because that would be, you have to keep those two separate. So God said, that's hybris. I'm going to destroy the tower. And after that, people were struck with different tongues. So that's why we all speak different languages, because people grew so they grew so self-assured that they wanted to build a tower so they could go talk to God. And that's not what he meant. And that's why he destroyed the tower. And since then, to make sure that they could never cooperate again, he gave them different tongues. And that's why we speak different languages, Jamie.
Well, that's sweet.
No, Jamie, because that's why we have wars, because people can't communicate.
I love that I got everybody thinking of bagels and cheese now.
Can someone send a Bible to Jamie so she just...
No.
Do you know God? Have you heard about that guy called Jesus? No, not the guy who does your lawn.
Oh. I wish I had a guy that did my lawn.
Yeah, that guy's called your dad.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Oh, Dad, can you please come over and put some gas? It doesn't work again. Jamie, why did you let it grow so long? I don't know what to do. Okay, I'll do it for you this time. And then 3 weeks later, hey, Dad, can you please come fix my lawnmower again?
Hey, he loves it. He's retired now, so he has nothing to do.
Yeah, that's why when someone speaks nonsense, they are babbling.
7.
Oh,
That
this?
was the third
All
person.
coming full
So that's
circle.
what-
No, sorry, Judge, just to be clear for the record.
There's another one that was the third
Right,
person.
37 is allegedly, this witness is saying that in 37, the two individuals stepped out of the garbage truck and they cannot determine
Correct.
who the speaker is.
Just off the record, Mr. Richardson said no one's reading MV3, and that's not accurate.
No.
The state's going to read
I'm
MV3
going to read
on the other
MV3 on
page. Okay.
Yeah,
Correct.
I thought you were talking about the one
37.
that we
No one's
deleted.
reading
He's
37.
reading MV3.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, go off the record momentarily.
Yes, learning on a budget. You know, public schools are great around here, just so you know. So,
Yeah, but some of this is what most people would call common knowledge. If you ever maybe open just a kid's Bible or something. In Denmark, we have kids club at church, so when kids get bored and they have to go into the sermon, it always takes too long. You can chuck your kid in the back and someone will sit and read with them. And you can get these little tiny books where they can learn about it. I might need to find some of them and ship them to Jamie.
I think I need Jesus in my life. Come on.
Well, you just need the basic knowledge of what the story is. I can get you someone Buddha as well. Well, it's to
I
hide
just-
when suspects have leg irons on.
All right, let's bring the jury in. I'm going to
just
tell them
listen
we're
to you
going back
guys.
to the start.
You and
I'm
the
gonna tell
chat.
them about the transcripts not being evidence, the evidence being what's said in court, and give them instructions on that to assist them in deciding whether to take notes.
I know, John. Quit heathen shaming Baker.
Well, if you're a heathen, then you can't celebrate all the Christian special days. So no Halloween for Jamie this year.
Whatever. I will never stop celebrating Halloween.
Hey, Betsy. Jamie, do you know what I saw a commercial for the other day when we were talking about Halloween?
What?
Apparently, Danish McDonald now has jumped on the horrible train of pumpkin spiced latte.
Stop it. How cool.
Pumpkin is not a flavor we use.
You should use it more often. It's pretty
Why?
delicious.
I'm not telling you that you should stop using that horrible cinnamon flavor Americans use and use real cinnamon instead. Stop spreading all of the Americanisms. Hey, Glorlin McLaughlin.
I would like a picture book, though. That is true. Baker can get me a Bible picture book.
No pumpkin pie. No, it's pumpkins. We have the last 15 years. It's become a thing to do the jack-o'-lanterns and stuff like that. But pumpkin is
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
not something.
in the witness and the conduit witness, as I refer to it, reading the evidence, there was some slight mishaps, which is going to cause us to go back to the beginning. You should know the testimony in this regard is going to be much shorter than the one you experienced previously. Also, I wanted to tell you before we get started, too, as I've mentioned, it's up to you to decide whether or not to take notes. But in making your decision, I think you should know this information. With regard to the translation evidence, which is what we're doing here, the evidence is what is being said in court here. The transcripts themselves that the witnesses are using to do that are not evidence pursuant to law and will not be available to you during deliberations. So please be aware of that. You should know, though, too, during deliberations, should you need to, you do have the ability to re-listen to the testimony, to be brought back into the courtroom, and I would replay the testimony to you. You would have to hear the testimony in its entirety unless we were to determine otherwise, but that is the default legal position. So I just tell you that in your decision whether to take notes. And as I mentioned before, disregard what you've heard previously because there are some slight errors in it. We're going to go back, the state's going to go back and restart the testimony in that regard. And you may do so, Mr. Richardson.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And Mr. Zari, before we begin, are parts of this also in English that the speakers are using? Are they using a mixture of Spanish and English, or is it completely Spanish?
Sometimes it's in Spanish, sometimes they use what we call Spanglish, which is a word that it's anglicized, or they switch code, which is they speak in a sentence in English and Spanish.
Okay. And a few more questions. Are you familiar with Spanish that's like variations of Spanish, like Puerto Rican?
Yes.
Okay. Explain briefly to the jury your experience with Spanish derived from Puerto Rico.
Okay. Although I was raised in a Cuban family, my husband, whom I was married to for 25 years, is Puerto Rican.
Okay. Do you have any trouble or difficulty understanding Puerto Rican?
No.
Puerto Rican Spanish?
No,
Okay.
the regionalisms, no.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to start again, and we're going to start on page 1.
Mhm.
We're going to start with line.
Before we do that, can you explain the other part where Mr. Cormier is going to be assisting what's going on there?
Yes, Ms. Rosario, is it your understanding that Mr. Is there a third participant within this particular item of evidence?
Yes.
Okay, explain that to the jury.
Yes, there's a third participant, which is when they get to the weight station and the guy that's doing the weights, the scales and all.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Give a very brief explanation of why someone else is speaking. Without
getting into.
Jamie, I'll see if I can get this shipped to you.
No, what is it?
It's
A
Noah's
complete
Ark.
Ooh, children's Bible. I mean, it's a good starter book.
Well, I'm not sure
What you saw and what you heard, just why is there?
Who's Noah? Why did he have a boat?
And
Why are there two
I
of
have
everyone?
questions.
voices
Yeah.
and why there's a third speaker. Just focus on that, not with regard to what's going on in the context.
we designate a voice number for everyone, for every speaker that we hear. So number 3 would be that person.
Number 3, again, is an unknown party.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start.
Okay. Know what's crazy? All these gloves are inaudible.
Throw all that out.
It's garbage.
Inaudible.
Inaudible. Where the hell is the aux tape at?
That's in the bag. Oh Lord, I'm tired.
Can't stop thinking about that. I have provided a lot.
Huh?
Things that are running in my head.
Why?
Can't think about it later. That I should have, I would have. Inaudible.
Well,
You can't be mad at people.
huh?
You can't be mad at people.
Yep. We can throw it in there. Put on the gloves.
The ones of that
Yeah.
black?
Yeah. Stay with those.
Medita, that's the joke that Jamie doesn't know what an arc is. And that it has to be 40 cubits wide and 60 cubits long, I believe it was.
Don't let, because they have my prints. Pretend that nobody so that nobody sees you. Sure, it's good right here, bro.
Just open the door.
We can throw it out in the España.
Inaudible. Almost there. Inaudible.
Can back up. You know we'll do it inside, man. It's best. It would be good in with trash. If it don't work out, okay.
Back and forth. Back and forth. Through there. It's coming.
Take it out of the bag. Put on the gloves. Take it out that I am going to inaudible. Sure, it's right here.
Who's gonna find a gun there, bro?
I don't know, bro. Yeah, ain't nothing outside.
Up to there is good.
Put it on the floor then.
It's an interpreter because they have some recordings where they are speaking Spanglish, Spanish, Puerto Rican, whatever they are speaking. So they need them to translate it because you can't play it in court and expect everyone to understand it.
Is she doing his part, the
Put it
defendant's
on
part?
the floor.
We don't know who's doing which part. The most audible is her.
Jesus.
If there are many cars, forget it. Go back.
Don't look that way. I'll tell you inaudible. Ready to come inside?
Here. You don't have any messages or anything like that.
Where?
Of hers. Online.
Threatening her or something like that?
No.
No, none of that.
No. No.
There's none of that.
Inaudible. No. Inaudible.
Let me go see something. I did inaudible things. Good.
I could have done it alone.
Huh?
I could have done it.
You know why I showed my face? So that they don't assume.
Take the right. Where the hell are you going, bro?
When I get home, I have to go check it right there. You know what I need from you? Keep me occupied so I don't think. I was talking to a policeman friend of mine about things like this. He says that it is not proof of anything. It is inaudible standard. That is not
Yeah.
like a revolver that leaves prints.
As soon as I walk in, all she looks at me and she says, inaudible. Somebody else, inaudible. 6:45, bro. And don't call.
I left at the house 5-5 on top of the fucking pad.
Huh? Telephone call. Hello? Hey?
I have to go to the house. Got to go to my house right now. You hear me? Got to
More breaks, more reading.
get something. Yeah.
Telephone conversation. I'm on the road, inaudible. Can't get to inaudible. Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm on the road.
Is she still at the house?
Huh?
At her house?
She's leaving. She told me she would like inaudible. Oh, God.
Well, I'll see you at the house because I have 4 cartridges bags on top of the pickup truck there that match the cassettes.
Where are you going to pick it up?
Now, move, dump that, go to the house. Should I tell Mike, inaudible, I'm driving and my wallet I left at home?
Can't be fucking. You can't think too much. You can't be back and forth because that's how you get caught.
That's tough.
You gotta act calmer.
Yeah, the auxiliary port cord. It's there in that bag.
Huh?
The auxiliary, I'm saying the wire.
I had it there, right there. This part here.
What the hell is this about?
You put it in.
Hold on a second.
I don't know.
The auxiliary cord is there. You have to stay calm. The auxiliary cord is there. She can't. Yesterday they did that. We're gonna read this part and then we are telling you when we skip. This sounds like 5 different conversations just mushed into one. I
Yeah,
have
that's what I've-
nothing. No one is wearing a wire. The truck is rigged with cameras and audio.
Please restate number 72 on page 5.
Yes. I had it here, right here, this part here. You put in the output and this little thing. You just put it, I put it right there and it all.
Funny. That sounds exactly like what she was saying yesterday. Oh, that little thing. Yeah, just put it right there.
Stays.
It's rolled up in that little black thing. You'll see it. It's in the top zipper. Where are you at? You're in the wrong place. There, right there. Should be wrapped up in a little black inaudible.
Inaudible.
I'll do it. Tell me what it is saying.
Welcome. Right there. Inaudible. Right there. Inaudible. Main road.
Already dropped the kids off?
Inaudible. Did she have any money yesterday?
Huh?
She didn't have any money on her?
I didn't have time for that.
She didn't have money?
I don't know. Why?
Was asking. I should have went.
I think it.
Man, they're killing their beat, bro.
Why?
They went through his road.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Inaudible.
Who's the driver?
Johnny.
That means he's in there then, right?
Oh shit. That's a Waze Pro truck.
Yeah, put some like Aventura, like Bashada shit like that. Go on. Do you have some Romeo?
Huh?
Romeo Santos?
Santos? What kind of bullshit is that one? Definitely dirty.
That's inaudible, Dad.
What's wrong
Huh?
with Santos and
His
why is
dad.
it dirty? Is it a
Where?
Jack Brandon
In
thing?
that yellow inaudible GTO.
Ah, my head keeps on hurting.
Inaudible.
Inaudible.
What time is it?
8 something, 8:16.
Let's see what the fuck he said.
Who? You wanted to
No, it's
go
not an Urban Dictionary.
inaudible, right?
No.
Yawns out loud. Inaudible. You got one more.
Huh?
Inaudible. Up front.
Huh?
Inaudible.
I want to do it when I get out of here.
Inaudible.
Huh?
No man can be happy. Oh, that's all I need.
What?
I'm totally fucked.
Do you have water in there?
Inaudible.
Huh?
Inaudible. Something burnt?
Put something Traviano.
One's life, bro.
I need a fucking drink.
What are you going to do with this?
I have food.
You're gonna eat salad? We're here.
Get me a drink. My fucking mouth is dry.
Huh?
My mouth is dry. Did you hear me? Can you grab me a Monster or a Gatorade?
What?
Hey, inside.
You want inaudible?
Huh?
Ain't it?
Huh?
Inaudible.
Who?
You.
An orange one?
Inaudible.
Good.
Now you know how I feel when I get no sleep. I get dehydrated the next day.
It's hot out.
Eat this, inaudible. The dehydrate will go away.
I like when inaudible.
If you eat this, you get hydrated.
You don't want to eat it? The last one? Fuck you, bro.
Nasty.
Fuck you.
Want a sandwich? Hey, you want to put your music on?
What
Tastes
a
good, right?
turn of events.
Fuck that sandwich up. Rice and beans with ham?
Not
Oh,
yet.
stop it.
Why don't you?
Eat this and you
Oh.
will get less dehydration. Fuck you, bro.
He just says F you, bro, and then just turns into like, hey, you want a sandwich? F
Yeah,
that
you want-
sandwich up.
Rice bean ham sandwich. Is that good? Is that something you eat? I don't
I
know.
don't know. Oh man, that made me laugh. It gave me a headache. I laughed so hard.
No, I think they're getting over unaliving a girl. But it's parts about, oh, did she have any money? Well, fuck you, give me that sandwich. What is this about?
I don't know. You're supposed to just pick out the parts, I guess, and make it mean this is what happened. I'm until we get to the part where he was clearly being like saying some stuff that was very incriminating. This is just ridiculous. Yeah, and if you say "how" one more time, I swear.
Yeah, it's just all of it is out of context and it's rambling. Yeah, maybe the part about her having money meant, did you go through the corpse the day before? But you're talking about an aux cable, which I use when I drive because I have audiobooks on my tablet, so I listen to that while I'm driving. And then you're talking about a rice bean ham sandwich and someone who had money on them.
Yeah, and that money, that whole money thing, I was like, that could be anybody. What are you talking about? Like, he could have been like, and then you're not really determining who's saying what. So maybe it was the cousin saying, or him saying that to his cousin. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he was asking his wife the day before, "Hey, can I get 40 to buy Monsters tomorrow at work because I'm going to get dehydrated?" And she didn't have any money on her.
Yeah.
We don't know. This is, yeah, as Fedorowski says, this is ifs, buts, and maybes.
So far.
Aux cable is only for those worthy of being the car DJ. Don't hand it over to everyone. I don't. I like listening to audiobooks when I drive because it makes it feel shorter. I don't like listening to music.
Turn it on. Hey, this bitch is bad enough, inaudible. Lip syncing. Like right there.
There?
Lip syncing.
And again, half of it could be my sex life.
What happened, bro? You're falling asleep.
I'm falling asleep. I'm going to take a 30-minute break. You have to put the one of inaudible Gil. Put on the heavy music.
Lip syncing.
Do you know how I feel now? Like in a beer mode. I'm thinking crazy, I know. I'm going to have to feel as if I'm going out on a bank, bro. I'm inaudible if I have to. Can't do that though, inaudible.
Can't do that too, inaudible. Because I have to be calm like that now. Everything to them. It's fine.
Did she have a purse? Hers? No. If they find her now, they can't do the inaudible final because the mom is not called. She is not missing yet on this side. They don't consider her as missing. The what did she die of? What did she have? What does she have? So they will put her in a box, take her out the sun,
It's more lip reading, if you understand what I mean.
inaudible problem.
Well,
And since she disappears like that for a couple of days, no one is going to be looking for her. I already took 2 baths when I got to her house, and I bathed this morning. I bathed. I cleaned my hands with the cleaner, the one for breaks, because I had gloves and everything just in case.
Did you see the blood?
Huh?
Did you see blood? Did you see?
I had it all over the clothes, but without the evidence, they can't do nothing.
this is the
If
part
something
that's
happens,
good for him.
no one saw the bag.
Yeah,
Inaudible.
this is bad.
Exactly. What's for dinner tonight, bro?
Huh?
What's for dinner
Oh,
tonight?
Jesus.
I'm thinking pizza. You know, I
You're
can't.
just, wow.
This can't be the same conversation. Did you have blood all over you? Yeah, I took 3 showers. I cleaned my hands with the brake cleaning fluid. What's for dinner? I'm thinking pizza.
Yeah.
This is like when we are having a Baker Media HR meeting where Jamie, Jemima, and Marissa is yelling at me for 95 minutes, and I'm sitting there crying and saying, could you treat me better? And Jamie looks around and says, anyone up for Five Guys? And they just laugh at me and throw things at me.
Can't go to that street no
That's
more.
true.
Which, that one?
By that street.
You're confused with the streets like that.
By there no more with this truck. They can watch me also with that.
This is a work truck, man.
Huh?
This is a work truck, inaudible.
Right. Did you make the landfill? Inaudible everything?
I hope so.
Inaudible. I want to move forward and get out of this mess. You got to run through this side right here. It's bigger, inaudible.
Inaudible.
Hold that. Hold on so I don't lose it.
Lip syncing.
You said there's
These are surveillance tapes from the trucks they were driving where they had conversations. Trucks where we heard part of it yesterday, there's a lot of road noise as well. And they knew the cameras were there, but apparently they still talked about everything.
should be one over here.
Huh?
Huh? There should be one over here.
Nothing there.
Huh?
Nothing there. Inaudible. Bro, look at her hair. Laughs out loud.
Watch there from the back.
Inaudible.
Who?
I'm starving, man.
We'll get a little piece of food. I have to put my plate back of that. I'm going to put it there. The plate, put it back.
Of your car?
I took it off. The one that says Puerto Rico, I took it off. I have to put it back on. Do you smell that burnt shit? Smell it. What is that?
I don't know.
You smell it though, right?
Yeah, keep your eye on it.
What?
And be your battery.
This is the third person outside the truck they couldn't recognize.
Could they get him by a microphone?
Radio still working?
Yes, sir. Thank you. He waved at us and everything.
He said it audible. Inaudible.
Huh?
Inaudible.
He waved at us. Nice and easy.
All right. What do you feel like cooking tonight?
I don't know.
All right, look.
That's probably what it is.
What?
The batteries.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, Ms. Rosario. To do one more item here. Did you were there portions of these videos and audios that were more difficult and less difficult to hear? Were more of them audible and some of them unaudible, or what? Can you explain that to the jury?
Yes, they were, all this was taking place in a truck, so there was a lot of noise. And he had the radio on also. It was difficult, but doable. We took a lot of time with it.
I'm going to go ahead and publish, I'm going to go ahead and publish a part of it. And if you could translate that portion, and if you need to, refresh your recollection with the transcript. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And for the record, the portion that we're going to start on is page 10, line 167 at 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 48 seconds. Okay, Mr. Rosario, ready?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the portion, the
So
section?
we're going to go to page 10,
Mm-hmm,
line number 167.
okay.
No, this is bullshit. Play it and don't give her the paper and then say, translate this to prove what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you can't do. I know Betsy speaks Spanish. I think Luna speaks Spanish as well. Zach lies about speaking Spanish. Let's go back and see if they can intellibly tell us what is said. Because she's just reading off a paper and now say, oh, yeah, I translated parts of it.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the portion, the
So
section?
we're going to go to page 10,
Mm-hmm,
line number 167.
okay.
She was asked to translate it. That's why I'm saying translate it, don't read it.
Mr. Rosario, if you could refresh your recollection and tell the jury what was said at that point.
On that side, on that portion, he was saying, no, if they find her now, they can't do then it was inaudible. Final, because the mom has not called, she's not missing yet. On the side, they don't consider her as missing. The what did she die of? What did she have? What does she have? So they will put her in a box, take out the son, inaudible, problem. And since she disappears like that for a couple of days, no one is going to be looking for her. I already took 2 baths. When I got to her house and I bathed, this morning I bathed, I cleaned my hands with a cleaner, the one for breaks, because I had gloves and everything just in case. Did you see the blood? Huh? Did you see the blood? Did you see? I had it all over the clothes, but without the evidence, they can't do nothing. If something happens, no one saw the bag. Exactly. What's for dinner tonight, bro? Huh? What's for dinner tonight? I'm thinking pizza. I think that's what I was.
Okay, thank you. And to be very clear, the person who said I had it all over the clothes, but without the evidence, they can't do nothing, was that the individual that was easier to hear?
Yes, that was,
The individual that was easier to hear?
yes, MV1, yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. Ms. Rosario, I appreciate your participation. I have no further questions. The defense counsel may have some for you, okay?
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Judge. Ma'am, how many times have you testified in court?
This would be about the 7th time.
7 times. How many times of those were for the defense?
I believe a couple of times.
A couple?
Yes,
How many?
2 times.
2 times. Okay. You said that you spent 110 to 150 hours working on what we just heard.
Yes,
How much do you get paid an hour?
$95 an hour.
$95 an hour. Okay. You did a certification for that transcript that you just did, the reading up,
Yes,
is that right?
Yes, yes,
Okay. And on your certification, you said pertaining to this case from 8/23/18 is a complete and correct transcript translation from Spanish to English. Is that right?
correct. Yes.
Okay. So you certified that this was from 8/23/2018, correct?
Yes.
Okay. No further questions.
Any questions? Further questions from the state?
If you look at your certification, 8/23/18, is that a typographical error?
I don't have the,
I'll show you the certification. Will that refresh your recollection?
yeah.
I normally pick up a word or two, but I couldn't understand anything.
824. Okay, that's a typo.
Okay. Does the video, go ahead and read the video, title of the video and evidence to the
Yes.
jury, please.
The title is,
I'll sustain the objection. I believe the item that's referred to is not in evidence, so it's asking for the witness to read something that's not in evidence.
Okay. Can you tell the jury this title is?
Objection.
I'm going to show you the electronic copy of the file.
Objection, Judge. May we proceed?
Exhibit 169.
Let me wait for a question. Let me see what the question is. The previous objection was sustained because the witness was being asked to say something to the jury regarding something that's not in evidence. If you're using it to refresh her memory, you need to ask a substantive question. You can assist her in answering the substantive question. She can't ask her a question to read something that's not in evidence. So going forward with that clarification, ask another question.
Yes, sir. If I were to show you an electronic copy of the file that you used in arriving at your conclusions, would that refresh your recollection as to the date of the translation, as to the date of the video that of the reporting in this case?
yes, it's 824. There was just a typo where I'm referring to pertaining, but the body of the certification has the correct date.
Okay, so
824.
tell the jury again, what is the correct date of the video that you translated?
The correct date for the video is the one I have right on the text.
You need to answer the question without referring to a document.
Okay, yes, the correct date is 8/24/2018.
Thank you.
Any further cross-examination?
Just briefly, but on the thing that's called a certification, you wrote that the date was 8/23/2018, correct?
That's on the bottom part. On the main text, it has 8/24.
I'm asking on the certification itself, the thing that's called certification. You're looking at it right now. It says 8/23/2018, correct?
That's the second part.
Okay, so we didn't even get that correct, right?
We have, it is correct on the main, what I am, the
No, it's
title
not.
that I am certifying
Ma'am,
is
ma'am,
8/24/2018.
permission to approach the witness, Judge? I'm talking about the document entitled certification. This is the document.
Correct.
And that where the date is, the certifications is 8/23/2018, correct?
That is not the certification. This is a preliminary certification which was emailed because they were in a hurry
Okay.
to show the judge. This is the final one. And it's got all the information.
Oh, so we got it wrong in the initial one and in that one, correct?
It is not, well, over here on the second part,
It says
8/23, but the text, what I am certifying is correct, August 24, 2018.
Okay, but it says 8/23/2018.
Objection.
At the bottom is a typo.
I'll sustain the objection. I think
certification
it's been
is
asked and
8/24.
answered at this point.
No further
Any
questions.
further questions from the state?
Yes,
May this witness, Mr. Rosario, be released from her subpoena at this time?
yes, sir.
Any objection to releasing the witness?
No, Your Honor.
You may be released from your subpoena. You're free to stay or leave as you wish. Thank you. You may step down. And the state's next witness or item of evidence.
Yes, sir. The people said, recall Detective Chris Newman.
That's the Silver Fox. How many sidebars are we going to get from this one? Do they have an interrogation of him or something?
Please remember that evidence you're about to give.
Only that
Because-
one, I thought.
But again, yes, he said some things that sounds really bad, but it's mixed in with so much else. As a jury, I would sit there and think, what the hell's going on? I don't know. It's and again, this is a capital case where we know juries sometimes is a little more, could we swing it all the way? I don't know.
Yeah.
Help, this is not about the truth.
I swear.
Thank you.
And you may inquire of the witness.
Good morning, sir.
Can you state your name for the record and spell your last name?
My name is Christopher Newman. Last name is spelled Newman.
Okay. And during the course of your investigation, did you learn the location of the defendant's residence in August of 2023? Or, I'm
Yes.
sorry, August of 2018.
Yes, sir.
And what was the location of his residence? What was the street address?
I know it was on Cactus. The exact address escapes me right now.
2613 Southwest Cactus? Okay. Did the defendant live at 2613?
Objection, leading.
It does not suggest.
I'll overrule the objection. It's an open-ended question.
Did the defendant live at 2613 Southwest Cactus Circle?
Yes, sir.
And was a search warrant executed on that residence?
Yes, it was.
On what date?
I believe it was August 28th of 2018.
Okay. And did you recover, did anyone from the sheriff's office who executed that search warrant recover any clothes with blood on them?
No, we did not.
Did you recover any weapon with blood on it?
No, sir.
Okay. And
Yeah, but
so
it's
that is all the questions I have.
the way it's presented, it's all jumbled up. And again, we're going to send him to the chair case.
Cross-examination?
No cross.
At this time, may Detective Newman be released, or you wish for him to remain under subpoena?
I wish to ask for a ruling.
Please step down, Detective. You do remain under subpoena. And the state's next witness or item of evidence.
Permission approach.
Sure. Yes.
Are they going to rest now?
I mean, I hope so.
The
I mean,
record
what if-
reflects in your chairs will be with you in 10 minutes.
Another restroom break. I'm with them that he says some things in those tapes that's not good for him. But why not call the nephew to certify these? We don't know if they're going to do it, but they said the other day they don't want to call him. So why? I would call him to say, yeah, he was talking crazy about it, and I was really scared, and that's why I didn't go to the popo. It just seems weird.
Yeah, it's very weird not to call this nephew that he apparently told what he did to, so, or what he wanted to do.
Yeah. Brandon was here earlier when we started, Zach. Maybe if you didn't spend all your night drinking, you would also be here early. Who jinxed it by saying it would be over in 2 days? Danny T.
But they also were talking about it being over in like 2 days, so,
Yeah, they promised us it would be over yesterday.
yeah. So,
And again, yes, there is enough circumstantial there right now that you could probably convict him. But we were promised a slam dunk. And I don't feel we have gotten a slam dunk. Yes, he have said the things in some way, not quite like they said in the opening statements, but he also talked about that rice and bean ham sandwich. And I want to know, what is a rice and bean ham sandwich? It's kind of like the pepperoni pizza. You can't just mention food and then we don't get to discuss it. The nephew probably has some Fifth Amendment issues. Could be. I don't know.
Well, why
Well,
don't they do
because
what they've always done?
I can't tell who's talking on the tapes. They can't testify to who's talking on the tapes. So how can I know who's talking on the tapes? It could be really easy if you called in the nephew and said, "Is that your voice?" And then you call in his wife and say, "Is that?" Well, she's not going to testify against her husband. You call in the work buddy and says, "Is this his voice?" We have no names because no one has testified to who we are talking to. We don't know who on the tape said what.
Yeah, because
One
it's
voice,
just furthest away guy.
yeah. There's the auxiliary cable guy, and there's the I wore gloves guy. Who was who? Never mentioned because they can't certify who it was. Why didn't they play the video? We know there were videos in the trucks. Why do we only have audio recordings? That would help me a lot. I'm just saying it's not as cut and dry that, well, he said it on the tape. You don't know that because you don't know who said it. The state claims, but I have only been doing this for 3 years, and I have once, maybe twice, found that the state could be misrepresenting facts in a case. I know it's because I come from a socialist country where we don't trust the state, but at least one case I have experienced that they have lied about what the evidence really proved. I know none of you Americans will ever believe that happens because you love the state so much, but it does happen sometimes. A rice bean ham sandwich. I don't know. You spent half your life in Tijuana. What is it?
I'm curious too. A
Why didn't they do it
pistachio
before?
ice cream sandwich? Oh,
Pistachio ice cream sandwich.
sorry. I just saw that. I was like, that sounds
Is,
good.
isn't that just a wafer on both sides of pistachio?
I mean, I would think so. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not the biggest fan of pistachio. I'll always buy it if in Denmark we have what we call old-fashioned ice creams. That's where you get scoops of ice in a I don't know what you call that. The
A cone? Is that what you're trying to say? Like a waffle cone? Or
Why
cone?
did you say it just as I started?
Well, because everybody putting it in chat. And
So,
that's what made.
yeah, so
That's what I was thinking.
that's what we call an old-fashioned ice cream. That's a cone where you put scoops of ice cream in. And every year when I get it, I always get one where I think, "Oh, pistachio, I like that," and then I eat it and think, "No, I don't really like pistachio."
I'm not a huge fan, but it's not bad.
No. Oh, look who's back! Val is back,
Oh
back
my
again.
God.
Val is back. Tell a friend. Sword and sticks, sword and sticks, sword and sticks. Uh-huh.
Is that what he's been doing?
Well,
Swords
he
and
has been
sticks?
offline for 4 days. Yesterday, the expert was, well, he was going to do a welfare check, but then he remembered he had to get out of his house, so he didn't want to do that either.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
No, and we probably couldn't make Wolfstorm do it, so. Well, it was a lot of, this is how I wish my old-fashioned ice creams were, but normally we'll get, I got 2 flavors. I really like rum raisin is one of my favorites. And
Really?
yeah, that's good. And then combined it with either some cookie dough or I like banana chocolate as well. And then of course you put on what we call guff. It's just It's egg whites and sugar whipped almost to whipped to like a whipped cream, and then you put some strawberry flavor in it. And some chocolate on top as well. It's good.
Listen to you. Superman ice cream is my favorite, and then cookies and cream.
I don't know what Superman ice cream is.
You gotta try it next time you come around these area. I don't know if it's everywhere. I know it's up here. It's a big thing up here.
I never tried Turkish Delight. Well, I tried real Turkish Delight. I'm not a big fan of that. It's the same with baklava. Way too sweet to eat. Mint chocolate chip is the goat. You're right, Betty and Slidey. Jamie likes all the food. Yeah, I don't think that that Superman ice cream probably doesn't taste like anything. Jamie just like it because of the colors.
I don't know what it tastes like, but it's a combination of things.
Is it like Neapolitan?
No, because it's like Blue Moon ice cream, so it's blue and orange and yellow. I don't know. It's not fruity. I don't know how to describe it. It's so good though.
I never heard of. I like the ones with the little gummy bears in it as well. That's a good ice
You
cream.
could probably get down with some
Coffee ice cream every day. I don't like anything with coffee flavor. I think it tastes horrible. And this is from a guy who can drink coffee every second of the day. Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever had coffee flavored ice cream.
No, but anything what you it's kind of like we have some cakes where you put coffee in it, and I just don't like it. Doesn't. Bleh. I like Swedish fish water ice at Rita's. That's probably the one, like the one. Ours is called astronaut. That's the one with the gummy bears in it, because an astronaut ice cream is shaped like a space rocket, and then it has a little gummy bear in the top as the pilot. I agree with Jack. It's the bitter aftertaste, and I don't like that. Recently discovered Haagen-Dazs pineapple coconut. Oh, ugh. Ugh.
I wondered if Superman ice cream was like a Midwest thing. Because I've never really.
It's cheese
seen it
flavored.
anywhere else. It's not cheese flavored. I promise.
Do you know After Eight, the chocolate dessert with the peppermint filling?
No.
It's thin wafers of chocolate where there's a peppermint filling in it. That in ice cream, oh my God, it's good. No, gummy bears and ice cream is good. It's just well, it's what do you call that? We call it sports ice cream when it's not ice cream, but the watery thing. So it's a little bit different.
Like a snow cone?
I don't know what a snow cone
Or
is.
like a slushy or something?
No, it's still an ice cream, but it's just not made with the milk, but kind of like, do you know those cheap ones that you put in your freezer and you'll suck in it 2 seconds and all the flavor has gone? Those little plastic tubes.
Oh, like the freezer pops? It's like a little popsicle thing?
It's a tube of plastic this long, and there's some colored water in it. And when you try to eat it when it's frozen, you'll just suck on it once, and all the flavor disappears, and you're just sucking water.
I think you're talking about like a freezer pop. Because they're liquid when you get them, you put them in the freezer, they freeze, and that's what it is. Yeah.
Let's bring in the jury if they're ready.
Uh,
This is the one that is, this is one of the state's exhibits, that's the hard drive, it's
169.
169, we're gonna have it up and open. We're not gonna play from the video. He's gonna play an audio portion, but we're gonna start with this already up. Which
A mysterious
they can
Midwest
view it,
flavor.
but
That's cheese.
making sure if there's any issues beforehand.
Look at
Which
this.
one was the 169, which translator person?
August 24th with the first
With the one that
What would
was
you-
just
yeah.
testified.
Lobster is
to.
so
This the
bland.
Video and audio portion, and they're just playing overlapping portions.
We're
of
not
what-
even playing it. We're just,
Okay.
we've opened it where you can see a pic of inside of the
Picture of
truck, and
what
you
it
can
looks
see
like.
some people, someone
Okay.
driving and someone in the
It's
passenger.
just stills.
This is a video, but it's
Okay.
paused.
Okay.
After they do their identification, we're gonna take it down and then we're gonna play audio.
And then,
Okay.
and then following that, we're gonna do the same thing with the exhibit number 170, which was testified to by.
I just want to be sure that what you're playing is what has been testified to.
It has, and we are not playing any portion that we agreed is redacted.
Okay.
Perfect.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, now we're gonna see the
Very good.
video.
Let's bring in the jury.
Oh, that can't be good. Garlic ice cream. Garlic is quite bitter. I like garlic powder on almost everything, but fresh garlic in ice cream.
I don't know if I can get down with that.
I don't know how to work OBS, so I never tried it. I tried it once and I can't figure it out. So it depends on what you're doing. If you want to have guests on like Jamie, it's easier. If you are down with the infrastructure on OBS, I think it can be more entertaining. But I was looking because I had all those problems before I got my new computer. And maybe trying to switch to another program because StreamYard has also picked up a lot in price. But the OBS StreamYard Labs just look too complicated for me. Yes. Yeah, it would probably be the same. Sherbet is good. It's too runny. I do when I go to Italy. I'll have and I know people say, well, they have gelato. Yeah, that's just ice cream in Italian. It's not that fancy, but that's the best thing about being in Rome is you'll have so many ice creams all the time.
All right, the jury is.
And I never had
present,
the
and we
sherbet because it's
proceed with
just
the
runny.
state's next witness or item of evidence.
Yes, sir. The people of the state of Florida recall Adolfo Cavelli.
That's what I'm saying. Black garlic ice cream was interesting, but black garlic doesn't taste like garlic. Well, we also call it sorbet, but the Yanks call it sherbet because they don't speak words.
I don't know what the difference between sherbet and
You swear affirm that evidence you're about to.
Sorbet is just sherbet.
Nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
just sounds fancier.
Oh, I like Dairy Queen.
Good morning.
Well, I remember I liked them from when I was over
Can
there.
you state
and I like
your
the
name
bacon.
for the record and spell both your first and your last name, please?
Well, it's just softer.
Adolfo Cavelli, Adolfo, last name Cavelli, COV as in Victor, ELLI.
Okay. And I believe you testified a few days ago. Were you a senior official at the Waste Pro location here in Fort Pierce in August of 2023? Or I'm sorry, August of 2018.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And were you familiar with the trash routes of the drivers in August of 2023?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you specifically familiar with the trash route of the defendant, Jose Soto-Escalera?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did he have a trash route in northern Fort Pierce?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell the jury what his trash route was?
Yeah. I can't give you the exact every road and all that, but it was in North Fort Pierce, in the Andrio Road area, Johnson Road, Rousseau Road, around the Spanish Lakes area, in northern Fort Pierce, St. Lucie County.
Okay. And can you walk the jury through Was there a system in place where each of the employees of the Waste Pro, if they were on a garbage truck, what was their knowledge of the camera and recording system?
Yes, sir. So I was there when we had the cameras installed, and every employee that was in the vehicles had to acknowledge that they were being recorded both by audio and visual recordings.
Okay. So did every employee who was assigned to one of those garbage trucks have specific knowledge that they were recorded
Yes,
and that they were videotaped?
yes.
Okay. And how well did you know the defendant, Jose Soto-Escalera?
He was an acquaintance and an employee, like most of the employees. I was very close with them to get to know their families and ask about them. And Jose was one of those people too.
How long do you think you knew him?
I would say backing up from 2018, a few years. I believe Jose worked for us and then left and came back. But regardless, I've known Jose since his employment at Waste Pro.
Did you have many conversations with him?
Yes.
Did you know him it sounds like you knew him in the context of work. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you also know him socially?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Do you know him well enough to visualize him, identify him?
Yes.
Okay. We're looking here at a freeze frame of one of the videos from exhibit number 169. If you need to step down, but do you see Jose Soto-Escalera on the smart TV?
Yes.
Okay. Can you identify him? Which one is he?
The gentleman with the glasses and the steering wheel in front of him to the right of us, looking to the right.
Okay. And who is the other individual in the vehicle?
I'd like to come up with that.
Sure. Who is that?
The helper of the route, Eric Alvarado.
Okay. And did you speak to Jose Soto-Escalera enough to recognize his voice?
Yes.
Okay. And based on that familiarity, if I were to play you a clip from an audio of exhibit number 169, would you be able to recognize his voice?
If I hear it, yes.
Okay. Okay, so for the record, we're going to go to page 10, line 167 of the transcript. It will be at 5 hours, 59 minutes, and 48 seconds. I'll stop it right there. Did you hear two voices in that clip?
Yes.
Was one softer and one more audible?
Yes.
Okay. And are you familiar also with Eric Alvarado's voice?
Yes.
How long had you known Eric Alvarado for?
Since his time of employment, I don't recall exactly how long. It was a shorter time period than Jose Soto.
Had you had multiple conversations with Eric Alvarado?
Yeah, I'd greet the team every single morning, all the employees. Yes.
Okay. And can you tell the jury the identity of the individual whose voice was less audible in that clip?
The one that had a lower voice?
Yeah.
Eric Alvarado.
Okay. And can you tell the jury the identity of the individual who had a more clear and more audible voice?
Yes, that would be Jose Soto-Escalera Soto.
Okay. Thank you. I'm now going to show you Now we're going to publish states 170. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you a video from August 21st of 2018.
Come on. Come on.
Yes. Okay. Are you? Can you take a look at those individuals in that one that's working?
Yes,
Okay. Do you recognize who the driver is?
yes.
What's his name?
Jose Soto-Escalera.
And do you recognize who the passenger is?
Yes.
What's his name?
Eric Alvarado.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. We'll go to August 23rd of 2018. Video. Here we are looking at a video from August 23rd of 2018. Who is the driver
Jose Soto-Escalera.
and who is the passenger?
Eric Alvarado.
Come on.
And here we are looking at August 25th of 2018. Who is the passenger?
With the sunshine, do you mind if I walk up, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Can we just see him at the screen so we can see the evidence?
What's the identity of the passenger?
The passenger is Eric Alvarado.
And the driver.
Jose Soto-Escalera.
We'll go to the 27th.
What was that?
Okay, same question on the video from August the 27th of 2018. Who is the driver
Jose Soto-Escalera.
and who is the passenger?
Eric Alvarado.
Okay. If we could return, we're going to do one more. Sir, thank you very much. That's all the questions I have.
Thank you.
Any questions from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
May Mr. Cavelli be released from his subpoena at this time?
concerning that.
Thank you, Mr. Cavelli. You're released from your subpoena. You're free to stay or leave as you wish.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I believe that they were not
And the
allowed to
state's
show
next
the
witness, sir,
video.
item of out.
Your Honor, at
Because
this
that
time,
could
the people
be-
said for arrest.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, at this time, the state has rested its case. Let me ask you to step back into the jury room for a moment. Please do not discuss the case and leave your notes on your chairs, and we'll be with you momentarily. All right, the jury has exited the courtroom at this time. The state has rested its case. Any motions from the defense?
Yes. This case is about did he club his pregnant, I don't want to call her a girlfriend, probably more like a F-body, club her to death and by that unalive his 8.5-month-old pregnant baby to hide that he was the father. The DNA shows the kid was his. All of it rests on if you buy that the two voices you heard, he was the one testifying that he had to kill her. And I think that probably changed a lot of minds hearing that, but I don't understand why they couldn't show us who was talking. The one we heard today was after. That was the day after, I believe.
No motions from the defense.
Okay, and from the defense,
DP will be a different trial. Right now, it's just, did he do it or didn't he do it? Then we'll go on to the DP part of the case.
no
Yeah, the jury will
witnesses
decide
other than
if
whether the
life
defendant
or
is going to
death.
testify. Do you need time to confer? Sure, confer with the defendant to make a decision whether he wishes to become a witness. I'll inquire of him in that regard.
Why didn't they make a motion to dismiss? That was weird. But now they're conferring if he's going to testify. Other than that, I don't know who they're going to. Maybe they're going to bring in the nephew and said, "No, we were talking about this pig we were going to roast on Saturday."
Yeah.
But he probably has some Fifth Amendment problems because they were talking about planning the murder before the murder. And then they're talking about, did you clean up after the murder? Which probably could land him in some accomplice problems. And if the state is a little assholeish, as they are sometimes, they have said, well, we won't be charging him now, but we might, so he won't help. So, yeah. Even with 100% proof, I'm not sure this quite meets the standard for DP. Is there a top 1 heinous murder, top 10, 20%? No, it's always on the jury. I think I could find him guilty, and I think life in prison is worse than DP. So I would go for life in prison.
Yeah, I think people spending the rest of their lives in prison is a lot worse.
Yeah, it's cheaper for the state to just take them out behind the shed and old yell at them. But I think it's more torturous to be stuck in prison forever. So,
Yeah.
Defendant regarding his decision to become a witness at this time. Mr. Soto-Escalera, you can be seated, but if you raise your right hand, the clerk will swear you just for a brief inquiry from me on that particular point.
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Soto-Escalera, the decision whether to become a witness in the case, unlike most decisions in trial, is personal to you, meaning you receive the advice of counsel, but you make the decision up and above their advice. If there's a disagreement as to whether you should testify, you get to make that call, even if you disagree with your attorney. You have received their counsel. First of all, do you understand the decision is personal to you?
Yes, sir.
Are you deciding to testify or not?
Not, sir.
Not. Are you doing that of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
I will find that you're making the decision not to become a witness freely, knowingly, and voluntarily will proceed in that fashion. And therefore, let's discuss the plan. My suggestion is to release the jury till when they come in, have the defense rest, release them till 1 o'clock. We'll do a quick charge conference and give you the remainder of the 2 hours to.
They're not putting a defense on. Yeah, he's going to be found guilty. He's going to be found guilty in less than 2 hours.
Polish your
Yeah.
closing arguments and proceed at 1 o'clock. Is that a good plan?
I think the parties might have agreed a different plan, Judge.
Okay. Well, I'm open. I'm open. I'm just, okay. I know we talked about finishing tomorrow too, which is possible. Is that what you had your eyes on?
Yes, sir, if that would be okay with the court. Yeah, Friday works better, if that's okay. We've had a long 3 weeks.
You've
I'm
done
open to
shit
that.
all.
Chris, the advantage if you do it this afternoon, I realize
Right.
I've done your jobs as well. So I realize, what goes into a closing argument. The advantage is if there is a conviction, you get tomorrow off to prepare. There's that too. But either way, is that what you both agreed on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine with me. All right. So then,
Helen, it doesn't make sense to take the DP off the table because this is not the DP part of the case. This is just, is he guilty or not guilty? Then they start the important part of the case where they will be arguing why he should be killed or not killed. And that's where probably most of the energy will be spent for the defense. I am very surprised that they're not putting on a defense. I thought they would have some interpreter trying to attack the translations. That's where I think she was going yesterday, but apparently, fuck it. Let him fry. Oh, and just as Berger comes in, I say F it. Sorry, Berger.
I would bring in the jury, have the defense rest, and then tell them they're excused for the rest of the day. We'll do closing arguments tomorrow morning.
No, not guilty because no defense, but
Sure.
not to make another context.
What?
Rest tomorrow for you.
No. I don't mind resting now. I was just wondering if we could do the charge conference now and charge the jury today. And that way, when we come back tomorrow, we could just go straight into closings and then they deliberate.
You want me to read the instructions to them before your closing arguments?
Yes, sir.
State agree?
Read all the jury instructions before? the
Correct.
trial?
That's the
Yes.
request.
You mean today or tomorrow?
Today.
That way we make good use of the time.
So then what
Yeah.
we would do closing and then you would remind them and say, I read you the law yesterday.
Yeah, I've never done that, but it's a standard practice with other judges. There's nothing wrong with it.
And they're gonna get a copy of it anyways.
Exactly.
I just think that'll give them something to ruminate
Saves us
over
time.
I
tonight.
have no problem. It's time efficient for me.
Right.
And I always wonder why there's not more requests to do that because they'll know what the law is before you make your arguments as opposed to the other way around.
Exactly.
Okay. And I'll tell them the attorneys have agreed with this procedure. I'm going to instruct you on the law and then they're going to make their arguments tomorrow. Don't form any definite or fixed opinion. At this time, you haven't heard their arguments.
Correct.
Are you going to tell them in the instructions about their ability to review the testimony again? I think the only issue was the way it was said could be interpreted that they have to listen to the whole trial and that that rule only applies to individual witnesses.
Well, let's do the charge conference now. Do you have my latest?
Yes, sir.
You have my latest email in that regard. I just took out.
No, because I don't listen to jury instructions. I'll end the show when we go to jury instructions. You know me. I hate jury instructions
But
because it's just blah, 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 blah. I like that he's that they're doing the jury instructions now. So tomorrow, when I won't be here, most likely, you can go straight into closing arguments. You don't have all this bullshit.
Obviously, the defendant has become a witness. What I have remaining for your consideration, from my perspective, before we go back to the beginning, under weighing the evidence, can I take out, has the witness been convicted of a felony?
Yes, sir.
Because there's no such thing in this case. Okay.
Correct.
And how about my default?
There is a masturbation with barbed wire while rubbing a porcupine
God.
at your buttocks would be more interesting than yesterday.
Position would be to leave it in, but any pressure or threat been used against the witness that affected the truth of the witness's testimony. We could have had that in this case, but I don't think we is there any of that? Anybody want that?
No, sir.
State?
I couldn't quite hear, I'm sorry.
Has any pressure or threat been used against the witness that affected the truth of the witness's testimony?
Not impressive.
Both sides agree. I'm going to take that out. So now we have in that section 7, with the extras being offered to receive money, which there is, and make an inconsistent statement, which there also is. And all right, so going to the top, any objections to the way I have it? You may, I don't know if you caught this, because the last version I sent you, I don't think I alerted you to this, but there was one section I added in, unborn child, where it should be. I don't know if you caught that, but it's there now, and it's proper in one of the unborn child instructions. I think it was actually on page, what should be page 5 for you, lesser included. That last sentence, the lesser included crimes of first-degree murder of an unborn child or second-degree murder of an unborn child and manslaughter of an unborn child. Before it said just second-degree murder or manslaughter, so I just added that in. It's a very slight tweak. You may, if you see that. But so we have introduction, statements of charges, introduction to homicide, justifiable homicide, excusable homicide, first-degree murder.
Bring some seafood home.
Count 1, marina. Count 2, first-degree murder of an unborn child, lesser included crimes, and then second-degree murder, lesser offense as to count 1. Manslaughter as to count 1. Second-degree murder of an unborn child as to count 2. Manslaughter of an unborn child as to count 2. Plea of not guilty, reasonable doubt. Weighing the evidence. Defendant not testifying. Defendant's statements. Rules for deliberation. Cautionary instruction. Verdict. Single defendant, multiple counts. As to all of that, any objections or suggestions before I get to the part Mr. Cormier mentioned, which is, I'm going to get to that, what I have now. You could see what I have as far as it's the second to last paragraph. During the trial, items were received into evidence as exhibits. You may examine whatever exhibits you think will help you in your deliberations. Most, but not all, of the exhibits will be sent into the jury room with you when you begin to deliberate. If you wish to examine an exhibit in evidence that was not sent back with you into the jury room, please let us know, and we will bring you into the courtroom to do so. That's my standard instruction. I don't touch the issue about rehearing testimony at this time. If they have a note, we do. And what I was alluding to when I spoke to them about that was the default position is to play the entire testimony of those two witnesses, which is the safest, more proper thing to do. I have had it sometimes, and the law does allow, if they specify to us one particular place, we could do that. But in this case, it's going to be extremely difficult. I'm not sure how they would do that unless they were going like section 3 or something like that, as Mr. Richardson was referring to it. You know, if they did that, perhaps there would be an agreement, but otherwise it'd be the default position. And those portions are really not very long anyway. So
there's nothing on Justice Served TV. I don't know what where they put it up, but they have a show upcoming at 6 p.m. on tomorrow. No, sorry, tonight at 6 p.m. That's the first show. I don't know what they are.
A default position would be to do that, but not
tomorrow.
It's not addressed in there. So do you want some time to look over what's there and see if you have any objections to it before I actually instruct the jury?
Well, page 2.
Page
If you go to
2.
Count 2. In element 2, there's just a typo for the name of the defendant. Actually, and also in element 1.
You're saying page 2. I have page 2 is excusable homicide.
So do I.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Count 2, first degree murder, no child.
So, yeah, it says Soto
Page 5.
Escala. Soto Escala.
Do you have to sit through instructions in each case you have sat through? I normally don't sit through. If I can find a way to sneak out or put something other on or make fun of Jamie, I will do that with jury instructions, because jury instructions are 95% waste. And then, hey, you have to pay attention to this. And that's why I get bored.
Lara.
They are very boring.
Oh,
And I
look at
think it's
that.
spelled
Okay,
wrong in the
gotcha.
front.
Yeah, it's spelled wrong in number 1 as well.
It is?
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone is complaining about YouTube all the time. It's probably more of the same nothing that everyone. I don't know what their problem is this time, but there's a lot of people complaining about YouTube throttling their channels and blah, blah, blah right now. It's probably the same problem that there was last time everyone was complaining. I don't know.
Spelled wrong in number 1?
Yes.
We don't get jury instructions in Denmark. Our jury instructions, I've talked about this before. I'll come to court and I'll be given a piece of paper, and that piece of paper will have the charges and what they. So first charge is 244 assault. On or about Friday at 7:30, outside of the bar in this street, he punched someone in the face. Charge to 245 aggravated assault. Around about the same time, he kicked someone in the face. Then we'll sit through the entire case. Closing arguments, we don't really have opening arguments. We just have a reading of the charges. Closing arguments will be, well, I believe I proved it. I don't believe they proved it. These are the sentencing guidelines. Then we'll go back in, and the judge, when we come and he says, okay, it's 244 to 245, which is assault and aggravated assault. So pay attention. Did they prove this and this? Then we'll come back and he'll say, do I need to read you the not the guidelines? Do I need to read the paragraphs for you? Do I need to read what is 244? Most of us has been there so long, we know what's assault and what's aggravated assault. But the first time they'll read it and say, you have to do this and that and this. But most of the times we'll just start talking and say, did they prove it? And you'll sit there and say, well, it says he was punched 3 times in the face, and we saw the video and I can only see him punch him in the shoulder. I'd never see him punch him in the face. And then we'll just discuss it. There's no, all of this waste of time Americans go to.
It's an
ERA.
ERA.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And I think in the other count you had his middle name.
Let me see. Hold on.
Sometimes it has time.
Well, that's YouTube, and you just have to swing along. They'll learn as well.
His middle name, sometimes it doesn't.
Her middle name or his?
His.
And hers, sometimes she's referred to as Tania Wise, sometimes she's referred to as Tanya Wise.
Did anyone have a problem if I just get rid of the middle names and we say Jose Soto-Escalera and Tanya Wise? Because middle names, like, why are we? It's like a wedding invitation or something, you know.
No objection.
Okay, so I will go ahead and do that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go ahead and do that.
But you have to remember, we are also doing it 4 years at a time. We're not just dragged off the street and sat in a chair. So
as you're reading over the rest of them, just taking my time. It's without using control find, just going through it. So don't make any other.
We don't have any objections or regulations.
You look at, okay.
Yes, it would.
what he's complaining about is what every YouTuber sees. Every about 3 months, YouTube will clean your channel and you'll lose subs, you'll gain subs, then you'll get into a new algorithm, and it's standard. They'll learn that. You don't know why. It's just something you learn happens on YouTube, and especially at this time of year, it'll be really slow because a lot of people have been on their summer breaks. So if you're going to I don't know if any of you are mods or something there. Everyone complains about it. They complain in January, and August, September is when everyone whines about we are losing viewers, we're not growing as fast as we used to. It'll be back. They just need to catch a case with another lot of new eyes, and boom, it's off to the races. Yeah, I missed that as well. No, we just go by the French system. So it's a different system. Yesterday, the defendant said, if I need more than 90 minutes, I'm in trouble.
Okay. Okay, let me finalize the issue about
Well,
names.
both sides have rested. We are doing charging conference right now. La 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 ba 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 ba. I love closings. I am so sad that I will be with my daughters tomorrow, so I most likely can't watch the closings. I will put the link to Recovery Addicts on my wall. Please, everyone, go support Recovery Addict. Wonderful person. And Sue, don't make a fool of yourself over in his chat. His chat is a little more subdued than my chat. So, Sue, don't do what you normally does. Both sides have rested. We are at charging conference. Yeah, I know it's really unfortunate, but luckily for me, Jamie will be giving me updates constantly. And
He's doing this too. If there are mistakes that are catching the instructions orally, I'll correct them, and then I'll correct them in writing so that they get a perfect copy.
Yes, John Gary, they will be going with well, it could have been someone else.
So as I read along, does anyone want a hard copy of the instructions finalized?
But I just don't feel they did it during the trial.
What I'll do tomorrow too is, it's my normal practice in reading the instructions to explain the verdict form. I won't do that. I'll read them the verdict part, but I'll explain the verdict form to them after your arguments tomorrow before they go back.
That's good.
Normally,
I like that.
That's the purpose of that. You're about to go back and deliberate. Also, submitting case to jury. I should probably read that tomorrow. So I'll just stop at single defendant, multiple counts. Tomorrow, I'll reiterate verdict, single defendant, multiple counts, and submitting case to the jury, explain the verdict form, and then send them back tomorrow. But at least I'll get the full instructions on the law at this time.
Have anyone, I don't know if any of you follow Court TV on Twitch. I hate that everything they put up is, oh, this horrible case, blah, blah, blah. What do you think? It's such a clickbait to try, like we talked about, the engagement goes up and down. It's to get some engagement that people go in and write something. So I always go in and say, this one is about some kids who was put in cages. So I think it's bad caging
Side,
people. What do
hard
you
copy.
think?
And let's bring out the jury and I'll instruct them. Do ask those who are here in the audience, you're free to remain, but you must remain during the whole instructions. I don't want people coming in and out of the courtroom while I'm instructing the jury on the law.
I will have a great time. It's going to be funny to see if Baby Baker is walking now. I don't know why we missed the blood of the truck, because I thought they said
We're doing that
it was
tomorrow.
undetermined
Yeah.
in the back seat.
Unless you just want to.
That was loud.
Right. I think I'd urge you to do your closing part.
It must have been the DNA guy. But it was so boring that we might all have been sleeping at that point.
All right, the jury is present. The state has rested its case at this time. Does the defense also rest its case at this time?
The defense rests, Judge.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, both sides have now rested their case. What we would normally do at this time is do the closing arguments, and then I would conclude the trial with the jury instructions and have you deliberate. We're going to depart from that and use an alternate procedure, which is perfectly fine and legal and perhaps better for the situation. What I'm going to do at this time is instruct you on the law as agreed upon by the lawyers, and then they're going to make their closing arguments to you tomorrow morning, after which you'll begin to deliberate on the case. The advantage of this is you'll have heard the law already as an advantage to you understanding their arguments to put it into context. But please remember something I instructed you on throughout the trial, which is do not form a definite or fixed opinion on the merits of the case until you've heard all of the evidence,
I don't know.
the arguments by the attorneys, and the law as I instruct you. And it was stated in that sequence, because that's normally the sequence. So you're going to hear the law, but don't form any definite or fixed opinion until you've heard the attorney's arguments tomorrow. And of course, until the time I send you back into the jury room, don't discuss the case with anyone, including your fellow jurors. I suppose what I'm saying is the fact that I'm going to instruct you on the law now is not an invitation to start your deliberations, which are actually mentioned in the instructions. If you don't start your deliberations until tomorrow, after the attorneys make their final arguments to you. Also, I'm going to be reading the instructions to you. Tomorrow, after the arguments are made, these instructions will go back with you into the jury room.
I think I think because it's a death penalty, they are already told that at the voir dire or the jury selection. I think they already know this is how it's going. They have mentioned it multiple times. So I think that's why they don't keep that. And the way they have been talking, also the defense, they're probably they know he's gonna, yeah.
For each of you individually for you to refer to, should you need further reference to the instructions during your deliberations. And members of the jury, I thank you for your attention during this trial. Please pay attention to the instructions I'm about to give you. Jose Soto-Escalera, the defendant in this case, has been accused of the following crimes. Count 1, first-degree murder with a weapon. Count 2, first-degree murder of an unborn child. Introduction to homicide. Jose Soto-Escalera is accused of first-degree murder in counts 1 and 2. First-degree murder includes the lesser crimes of second-degree murder and manslaughter, all of which are unlawful. However, a killing that was excusable or that was committed by the justifiable use of deadly force is lawful. If you find Tania Wise and her unborn child were killed by Jose Soto-Escalera, you will then consider the circumstances surrounding the killing in deciding if the killings were first-degree murder or second-degree murder or manslaughter, or whether the killing was excusable or resulted from justifiable use of deadly force. Justifiable homicide. The killing of a human being is justifiable homicide and lawful if necessarily done while resisting an attempt to murder or commit a felony upon the defendant, or to commit a felony in any dwelling house in which the defendant was at the time of the killing. Excusable homicide. The killing of a human being is excusable and therefore lawful under any one of the following 3 circumstances. 1, when the killing is committed by accident and misfortune in doing any lawful act by lawful means, with usual ordinary caution, and without any unlawful intent. Or 2, when the killing occurs by accident and misfortune in the heat of passion, upon any sudden and sufficient provocation. Or 3, when the killing is committed by accident and misfortune resulting from a sudden combat, if a dangerous weapon is not used and the killing is not done in a cruel or unusual manner. A dangerous weapon is any object that will likely cause death or great bodily harm if used in the ordinary and usual manner contemplated by its design and construction. I now instruct you on the circumstances that must be proved before Jose Soto-Escalera may be found guilty of first-degree murder with a weapon, first-degree murder, murder of an unborn child, or any lesser included crime. Count 1, first-degree murder. To prove the crime of first-degree premeditated murder, the state must prove the following 3 elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1, Tania Wise is dead. 2, the death was caused by the criminal act of Jose Soto-Escalera. And 3, there was a premeditated killing of Tania Wise. An act includes a series of related actions arising from and performed pursuant to a single design or purpose. Killing with premeditation is killing after consciously deciding to do so. The decision must be present in the mind at the time of the killing. The law does not fix the exact period of time that must pass between the formation of the premeditated intent to kill and the killing. The period of time must be long enough to allow reflection by the defendant. The premeditated intent to kill must be formed before the killing. The question of premeditation is a question of fact to be determined by you from the evidence. It will be sufficient proof of premeditation if the circumstances of the killing and the conduct of the accused convince you beyond a reasonable doubt of the existence of premeditation at the time of the killing. An issue in this case is whether Jose Soto-Escalera did not act with a premeditated design to kill because he acted in the heat of passion based on adequate provocation. In order to find that the defendant did not act with a premeditated design to kill because he acted in the heat of passion based on adequate provocation, there must have been a sudden event that would have suspended the exercise of judgment in an ordinary reasonable person, and a reasonable person would have lost normal self-control and would have been driven by a blind and unreasoning fury. And there was not a reasonable amount of time for a reasonable person to cool off, and a reasonable person would not have cooled off before committing the act that caused death. And Jose Soto-Escalera was in fact so provoked and did not cool off before he committed the act that caused the death of Tania Wise. If you have a reasonable doubt about whether the defendant acted with a premeditated design to kill because he acted in the heat of passion based on adequate provocation, you should not find him guilty of first-degree premeditated murder. If you find that Jose Soto-Escalera committed first-degree murder, and you also find beyond a reasonable doubt that during the commission of the crime, he personally carried, displayed, used, threatened to use, attempted to use a weapon, you should find him guilty of first-degree murder with a weapon. A weapon is defined as any object readily capable of inflicting bodily harm if used in the ordinary manner contemplated by its design and construction, or any other object that was used to inflict bodily harm. If you find that Jose Soto-Escalera committed first-degree murder, but you are not convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that he personally carried, displayed, used, threatened to use, attempted to use a weapon, then you should find him guilty only of first-degree murder. Count 2, first-degree murder of an unborn child. To prove the crime of first-degree murder of an unborn child, the state must prove the following 2 elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1, Jose Soto-Escalera caused the death of the unborn child of Tania Wise by killing Tania Wise. And 2, Jose Soto-Escalera's killing of Tania Wise was first-degree murder, as I have instructed you in count 1. Unborn child means a member of the species Homo sapiens at any stage of development who is carried in the womb. When there are lesser included crimes, in considering the evidence, you should consider the possibility that although the evidence may not convince you that the defendant committed the main crime of which Jose Soto-Escalera is accused, there may be evidence that the defendant committed other acts that would constitute a lesser included crime. Therefore, if you decide that the main accusation has not been proved beyond a reasonable doubt, you will next need to decide if the defendant is guilty of any lesser included crime. The lesser included crimes of first-degree murder with a weapon are second-degree murder and manslaughter. The lesser included crimes of first-degree murder of an unborn child are second-degree murder of an unborn child and manslaughter of an unborn child. Second-degree murder, a lesser included offense as to count 1. To prove the crime of second-degree murder, the state must prove the following 3 elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1, Tania Wise is dead. 2, the death was caused by the criminal act of Jose Soto-Escalera. And 3, there was an unlawful killing of Tania Wise by an act imminently dangerous to another and demonstrating a depraved mind without regard for human life. An act includes a series of related actions arising from and performed pursuant to a single design or purpose. An act is imminently dangerous to another and demonstrating a depraved mind if it is an act or series of acts that 1, a person of ordinary judgment would know is reasonably certain to kill or do serious bodily injury to another, and 2, is done from ill will, hatred, spite, or an evil intent, and 3, is of such a nature that the act itself indicates an indifference to human life. In order to convict of second-degree murder, it is not necessary for the state to prove the defendant had an intent to cause death. An issue in this case is whether Jose Soto-Escalera did not have a depraved mind without regard for human life because he acted in the heat of passion based on adequate provocation. In order to find that the defendant did not have a depraved mind without regard for human life because he acted in the heat of passion based on adequate provocation, there must have been a sudden event that would have suspended the exercise of judgment in an ordinary, reasonable person, and a reasonable person would have lost normal self-control and would have been driven by a blind and unreasoning fury, and there was not a reasonable amount of time for a reasonable person to cool off, and a reasonable person would not have cooled off before committing the act that caused death, and Jose Soto-Escalera was in fact so provoked and did not cool off before he committed the act that caused the death of Tania Wise. If you have a reasonable doubt about whether the defendant had a depraved mind without regard for human life because he acted in the heat of passion based on adequate provocation, you should not find him guilty of second-degree murder. If you find that Jose Soto-Escalera committed second-degree murder, and you also find beyond a reasonable doubt that during the commission of the crime, he personally carried, displayed, used, threatened to use, attempted to use a weapon, you should find him guilty of second-degree murder with a weapon. A weapon is defined as any object readily capable of inflicting bodily harm if used in the ordinary manner contemplated by its design and construction, or any other object that was used to inflict bodily harm. If you find that Jose Soto-Escalera committed second-degree murder, but you are not convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that he personally carried, displayed, used, threatened to use, attempted to use a weapon, then you should find him guilty only of second-degree murder. Manslaughter, a lesser included offense as to count 1. To prove the crime of manslaughter, the state must prove the following two elements beyond a reasonable doubt. One, Tania Wise is dead. And two, Jose Soto-Escalera intentionally committed an act or acts that caused the death of Tania Wise. Every person has a duty to act reasonably toward others. If there is a violation of that duty without any conscious intention to harm, that violation is negligence. The defendant cannot be guilty of manslaughter by committing a merely negligent act, or if the killing was either justifiable or excusable homicide, as I have previously instructed you. In order to convict of manslaughter by act, it is not necessary for the state to prove that the defendant had an intent to cause death, only an intent to commit an act that was not merely negligent, justified, or excusable, and which caused death. If you find that Jose Soto-Escalera committed manslaughter, and you also find beyond a reasonable doubt that during the commission of the crime, he personally carried, displayed, used, threatened to use, attempted to use a weapon, you should find him guilty of manslaughter with a weapon. A weapon is defined as any object readily capable of inflicting bodily harm if used in the ordinary manner contemplated by its design and construction, or any other object that was used to inflict bodily harm. If you find that Jose Soto-Escalera committed manslaughter, but you're not convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that he personally carried, displayed, used, threatened to use, attempted to use a weapon, then you should find him guilty only of manslaughter. Second-degree murder of an unborn child, a lesser included offense as to count 2. To prove the crime of second-degree murder of an unborn child, the state must prove the following two elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1, Jose Soto-Escalera caused the death of the unborn child of Tania Wise by killing Tania Wise. And 2, Jose Soto-Escalera's killing of Tania Wise was second-degree murder, as I've instructed you in count 1. Manslaughter of an unborn child, also a lesser included offense as to count 2. To prove
I don't. My murder case, she was pummeled to death. Trust me. I have seen people who couldn't outrun bullets, and I would rather see that than seeing someone beaten to death. But it's an enhancer.
the crime of manslaughter of an unborn child, the state must prove the following two elements beyond a reasonable doubt. 1, Jose Soto-Escalera caused the death of the unborn child of Tania Wise by killing Tania Wise. And 2, Jose Soto-Escalera's killing of Tania Wise was manslaughter, as I have instructed you in count 1. Plea of not guilty, reasonable doubt, and burden of proof. The defendant has entered a plea of not guilty. This means you must presume or believe the defendant is innocent. The presumption stays with the defendant as to each material allegation in the information through each stage of the trial, unless it has been overcome by the evidence to the exclusion of and beyond a reasonable doubt. To overcome the defendant's presumption of innocence, the state has the burden of proving the crime with which the defendant is charged was committed, and the defendant is the person who committed the crime. The defendant is not required to present evidence or prove anything. Whenever the
John Gary, I will quiz all of you after, where you, of course, all remember the speech. That's why I say this is absolutely a waste of time in any court case. They will be giving given the jury instructions on a piece of paper. This is absolutely a waste of time. No one knows what he's talking about. Everyone is sitting there saying, why heat of passion? What? Lesser included who? This is why I normally don't show jury instructions, because it's a waste of time. No one knows what's being said, and all of them are just saying, can I just get it on a piece of paper so I can read it? But every time I say that, Jemima pipes up and says,
Words reasonable doubt are used, you must consider the following.
Holy Mac, no, they didn't.
A reasonable doubt is not a mere possible doubt, a speculative, imaginary, or forced doubt. Such a doubt must not influence you to return a verdict of not guilty if you have an abiding conviction of guilt. On the other hand, if after carefully considering, comparing, and weighing all the evidence, there is not an abiding conviction of guilt, or if having a conviction, it is one which is not stable, but one which wavers and vacillates, then the charge is not proved beyond every reasonable doubt, and you must find the defendant not guilty because the doubt is reasonable. It is to the evidence introduced in this trial and to it alone that you are to look for that proof. A reasonable doubt as to the guilt of the defendant may arise from the evidence, conflict in the evidence, or the lack of evidence. If you have a reasonable doubt, you should find the defendant not guilty. If you have no reasonable doubt, you should find the defendant guilty. Weighing the evidence. It is up to you to decide what evidence is reliable. You should use your common sense in deciding which is the best evidence and which evidence should not be relied upon in considering your verdict. You may find some of the evidence not reliable or less reliable than other evidence. You should consider how the witnesses acted as well as what they said. Some things you should consider are, did the witness seem to have an opportunity to see and know the things about which the witness testified? Did the witness seem to have an accurate memory? Was the witness honest and straightforward in answering the attorney's questions? Did the witness have some interest in how the case should be decided? Does the witness's testimony agree with the other testimony and other evidence in the case? Has the witness been offered or received any money, preferred treatment, or other benefit in order to get the witness to testify? Did the witness at some other time make a statement that is inconsistent with the testimony he or she gave in court? Whether the state has met its burden of proof does not depend upon the number of witnesses it has called or upon the number of exhibits it has offered, but instead upon the nature and quality of the evidence presented. The fact that a witness is employed in law enforcement does not mean that his or her testimony deserves more or less consideration than that of any other witness. Expert witnesses are like other witnesses with one exception. The law permits an expert witness to give his or her opinion. However, an expert's opinion is reliable only when given on a subject about which you believe him or her to be an expert. Like other witnesses, you may believe or disbelieve all or any part of an expert's testimony. It is entirely proper for a lawyer to talk to a witness about what testimony the witness would give if called to the courtroom. The witness should not be discredited by talking to a lawyer about his or her testimony. You may rely upon your own conclusion about the credibility of any witness. A juror may believe or disbelieve all or any part of the evidence or the testimony of any witness. Defendant not testifying. The Constitution requires the state to prove its accusations against the defendant. It is not necessary for the defendant to disprove anything, nor is the defendant required to prove his innocence. It is up to the state to prove the defendant's guilt by evidence. The defendant exercised a fundamental right by choosing not to be a witness in this case. You must not view this as an admission of guilt or be influenced in any way by his decision. No juror should ever be concerned that the defendant did or did not take the witness stand to give testimony in the case. Defendant's statements. A statement claimed to have been made by the defendant outside of court has has been placed before you. Such a statement should always be considered with caution and be weighed with great care to make certain it was freely and voluntarily made. Therefore, you must determine from the evidence that the defendant's alleged statement was knowingly, voluntarily, and freely made. In making this determination, you should consider the total circumstances, including, but not limited to, whether, when the defendant made the statement, he had been threatened in order to get him to make it, and whether anyone had promised him anything in order to get him to make it. If you conclude the defendant's out-of-court statement was not freely and voluntarily made, you should disregard it. Rules for deliberation. These are some general rules that apply to your discussion. You must follow these rules in order to return a lawful verdict. You must follow the law as it is set out in these instructions. If you fail to follow the law, your verdict will be a miscarriage of justice. There is no reason for failing to follow the law in this case. All of us are depending upon you to make a wise and legal decision in this matter. This case must be decided only upon the evidence that you have heard from the testimony of the witnesses and have seen in the form of the exhibits and evidence and these instructions. This case must not, let me start over. This case must not be decided for or against anyone because you feel sorry for anyone or are angry at anyone. Remember, the lawyers are not on trial. Your feelings about them should not influence your decision in this case. Your duty is to determine if the defendant has been proven guilty or not in accord with the law. And counsel, I'm striking that next sentence in this particular case. Whatever verdict you render, start over with that sentence. Little tongue twisters here. Whatever verdict you render must be unanimous. That is, each juror must agree to the same verdict. Your verdict should not be influenced by feelings of prejudice, bias, or sympathy. Your verdict must be based on the evidence and on the law contained in these instructions. Cautionary instruction. Deciding a verdict is exclusively your job. I cannot participate in that decision in any way. Please disregard anything I may have said or done that made you think I preferred one verdict over another. Verdict. You may find the defendant guilty as charged or guilty of such lesser included crimes as the evidence may justify or not guilty. If you return a verdict of guilty, it should be for the highest offense on the verdict form for each count that has been proved beyond a reasonable doubt. If you find that no offense has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt, then of course your verdict must be not guilty. The verdict must be unanimous. That is, all of you must agree to the same verdict. Only one verdict may be returned as to each crime charged. The verdict must be in writing, and for your convenience, the necessary verdict form has been prepared for you. And tomorrow, after the arguments, I will show you the verdict form and explain it to you before I send it back with you for your use. Single defendant, multiple counts. A separate crime is charged in each count of the indictment, and although they have been tried together, each crime and the evidence applicable to it must be considered separately and a separate verdict returned as to each. A finding of guilty or not guilty as to one crime must not affect your verdict as to the other crime charged. The last instruction is submitting the case to the jury, which I'm going to do with you tomorrow. So after the arguments are concluded, I'm going to reread to you the few of the last pages here before I submit the case to you. That concludes the instructions at this time. Tomorrow we will reconvene at 8:45 in the morning, just as we did today. Remember, cannot overly emphasize, you have not heard the arguments of the attorneys. Don't form any definite or fixed opinion about the merits of this case at this time. The same rules that govern your conduct remain in effect. Of course, in abundance of caution, please remember, avoid any exposure to any extrajudicial information. Don't talk to anyone. Don't do any research about the case or the people or the issues involved in the case. To be sure, you can find your consideration of this case only to the proper evidence and nothing else. Avoid all of the media coverage of this case. With that, enjoy the rest of your day and your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Please leave your notes on your chairs. Jury has exited. Before we break, let's take a look at the verdict form as well, just to be sure there's no objections to that. Oh, yeah, I wanted to take out the form. As to count 2, the state had put in a weapon, which doesn't apply to count 2, so I'm going to take that out. You remember that? Okay. And I also put unborn child in the language as to count 2, which fits the charge. It just said first degree murder. It didn't say unborn child. So I have that as the count 2. And it is still September. So that's correct on the verdict form, right? And so right now the verdict form says what was that? We, the jury, find Jose Antonio. I'll get rid of the Antonio.
That's all right, yes.
Do that and also on the top there. Verdict form. We, the jury, find Jose Soto-Escalera as to count 1, select only one, guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment, guilty of second-degree murder as a lesser-included offense, guilty of manslaughter as a lesser-included offense, or not guilty. If you find the defendant guilty as charged or guilty of any of the above.
Congratulations, Marissa. You got your full jury instruction. I hope you're happy now. I have a poll because with the things we heard on the tape, I think I could find him guilty. Again, remember, death penalty isn't on the table till the sentencing phase. I could find him guilty of unaliving this woman by way of circumstantial evidence and partly the admitting doing it. I know it was very combobulated and there was talk about pizza, sandwiches, and whatever. I think I could get there. But I don't think I could get to a death penalty after. And principally, I am against the DP because I believe it's a worse punishment to be stuck in a prison for 30, 40, 50 years. So that's why I'm against the DP. Other people have moral reasons that says, well, if the state can unalive, why can't I? Because the state is a vehicle of me. So if I can't do it, the state shouldn't be allowed to do it either. We don't have it. We haven't had it since 1947, I think, when we cleaned up a few messes after the kerfuffle. So anyway, if I find him guilty, yeah, I would put him in prison for life. But the state has rested. Did they prove beyond a reasonable doubt? 69% says guilty, not guilty, 30%. That's the highest discrepancy we have had yet so far. Unbelievable, 7 years to trial and can't even finish out a full day of hearing. No, because they want to do opening statements tomorrow. They could have, again, the state could probably do closing arguments in 45 minutes, and the defense, they don't have anything other than be good to him, and it could be someone else, and are you sure he did it? So I can't see them going for an hour and a half either. So why the hell are we here? I don't know. Well, some of them will get taken out behind the shed, and I just want to take away that option that they are getting taken out behind the shed. I just want them to suffer forever, be as miserable as they absolutely can. Take away all the nice things from them. Well, that's inhumane. Well, what can I say? Je suis un Aslok. But I just don't feel. I feel it's a worse punishment to stay away. Today, I'm still trying to see if I can either get the Finn Simmons or the Lucie County. If we can, I'll come back live later. Tomorrow, I'm with my daughter, so I don't know if I can make it home in time for the closing arguments. But you should all go hang out with Recovery Addict and watch it with him. And Saturday, I will be taking the day off, and Jamie has arranged that her good friend TTT will come back and give a look at the mega motion filed by Title Boy yesterday. I know everyone else will have covered it. That's why I don't want to do it. But Jamie wanted the channel to do it, so she called her great friend TTT, and she said, I'll be there with makeup on. So that's what's so far on the plans. Well, thank you so much. Well, one of them has to wait a couple of weeks, but she wants a hoodie from the old Broken Baker company. So I just don't know which one she wants. So I'm gonna order that for her tomorrow. But if I can make it back, I'll be back. If not, I'll be not back. But you'll figure it out. I trust you. You're grown-ups.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor.
All right.
100.
100.
Because it is 100%
100%.
correct.
Objection, Your Honor.
So you literally built a cannon?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
All
right, I'm in love.
Go back. Please do that again. Oh, that was the cutest thing I've ever seen.
While I'm waiting for this, did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did. Everybody has.